case you missed it with Read the Hard Way.
Hey, this is Three the Hard Way, the best podcast you've never listened to. I am your humble host, the man of 1,000 Blu-rays, Mr. John Laurie. With me, as always, is DJ Old School Mike.
Wiggy wiggy, what up, y'all?
And Chad Ario, the fucking eighth wonder of the world.
I'm not frozen this time.
We'll be soon. Hey, Chad, let
Yes,
it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Tonight's
How are you
episode.
gentlemen doing?
Well, we're good. We're good. I do want to mention that tonight's episode is going to be a little different, or today's, if you're listening to it during the day. We're recording at night, so I said tonight.
You can tell it's night because it's dark outside.
There's no windows in any of these videos. So tonight we're not going to do our regular format because we all went and saw Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So we are going to talk about Far From Home tonight. Yes, that's right. Yeah, the only one that was prepared was Old School.
Which is crazy.
I'm wearing a Empire Anus shirt. Chad's just
I put
Chad.
pants on.
Oh, well, hey. Yeah, that's a step up from the rest of the episodes. But we still haven't seen each other for a while, actually, because last episode was banked. Sorry, guys. Movie magic. So, what's everybody been up to?
I had to go on vacation.
No, that's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, that was wonderful. A week up in the Great White North, you know.
Well, yeah, we did talk about that,
Yeah.
that you were heading that way at one point.
I can't do the accent, but did you catch some walleye? That's
No,
all
but
I
he-
remember.
Oh,
But he
I cannot
did-
get there.
but he
I cannot
did have
get up
to-
there enough, and I cannot wait to go back up there.
But he did have to lock the hubs to get little Johnny to hockey practice. So, oh shit, he's gone and froze again. Oh yeah, you betcha.
Man,
Oh, there he is.
it's like he was so far up north he froze.
No shit. That's cool. Yeah, it's funny. A little inside baseball. We're all in a group chat that we've been in for a very long time with last week's guests, Gerald Hazelwood, too, on one of them. When Chad is in the UP, it's so nice because like very rarely does he journey into town with his bobsled or his dog sled and just to get more beer, and then suddenly we'll be like, hey guys, I just looked and blah blah blah, and then you never hear from him for like another 4 days.
It'll be like a good day or two. And I'm like, John, did Chad die? And he's like, no, he's on vacation. I was like, oh shit, I forgot.
I love it. I love it. It drives my kids like to the brink of insanity for the first day, and then they chill out and they enjoy the boat and the woods. And
You can still play Xbox without an internet connection.
That's true. Yeah, you can play like, I don't know, Angry Birds maybe.
Lego Star Wars.
Whatever those cool phone games
no game
are
systems
nowadays.
go up there. If they got games on their phone, they can play on their phone. But that's it. We got satellite TV, so I mean we're not like living in a cave.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's like 1993.
We're not peasants.
Speaking of living in a cave and peasants, my wife is still in Africa.
Still blessing the rains.
Every day around 1 to 3 o'clock, because it's like 7 hours ahead there, I like start getting some messages whenever she gets around a spot with Wi-Fi. They'll like go to a restaurant, and the restaurants will typically have Wi-Fi, or the hotel will have one room the size of a cubicle that has Wi-Fi. So like they all like post to their families, or they'll do a video or upload pictures or whatever. So like I'll touch base, and like today she's going on safari, like for real safari to the Serengeti. And she's like, yeah, I won't talk to you until like we're starting to fly back. We go. We're going to be camping in tents in the wilderness with the animals. And there's fucking pictures from like Jeep tours that they've been taking. And there's elephants like
And lions.
Like I could touch them. Fucking lions.
Yeah, I've been watching.
Bears, oh my.
Hasn't she ever seen Ghosts in the Darkness? Why would you camp?
It's gonna be awesome. And I trust
kitty.
I trust the universe that I'm going to hear from her in about a day or two.
Yeah.
And all will be good. But
what I thought was really funny. I've been looking at her pictures too. They're really amazing. But she's using this weird Snapchat filter or something on them. And Andrew, your friend Andrew, posted these.
It looks like a postcard.
It's like, this isn't real. You just took a close-up picture of a postcard, didn't you?
No. That one with all the animals in it. She has like a telephoto lens that attaches to her phone.
Okay.
So like that's what that's with. They are not as close as they are. but you know how like when you take if you're taking a picture of your dog with your phone and the dog's 2 feet from you, it looks like it's like 8 feet from the picture. So still pretty damn close. Anyway, enough about that. Continue on.
Well, that's cool. What did I do? Oh shit, I had time off too, which is weird. Although I did go in on
like a whole day or something.
Yeah, I had 4th of July off. Wednesday we closed, we did some work at the shop, and then everybody went tubing. But I was not feeling well, so I hung around for a little while, and then I went home. And then 4th of July we had off, and then on Friday I did go in for a little while. We were closed, but then it felt good though. I mean, I don't get a lot of time off. So that felt good. That being said, talking about Wi-Fi and restaurants and shit, excuse me, I'm going on a cruise with my mom and my sisters.
That sounds horrible.
You've met Stacia. She's awesome. It'll be great. Not that Stephanie and my mother are not great, but
one out of 3 is not bad.
Really is not what I meant at all. But I was just looking at shit about the cruise because Mom came over Sunday and had a barbecue and we grilled out. But she brought fucking, just side note here, she made turkey burgers, right, with apples, onions, and celery in the burger, like chunks. Holy shit, was it good!
Really?
Oh my god, they were so good. So like,
say this again. So it's hamburgers with apples and what?
It's turkey burgers.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it would work with beef. I think it only would work with ground turkey.
Because you got to do something to make it taste good.
No, but it's and there's spices and stuff on there too. But she'll chop up apples, about that big, little chunks, and onions, diced onions and diced celery, and mix it all together and make patties. And oh my god, it was really good.
There's some people that make chicken salad with apples and shit in it, and it's an abomination.
Well, yeah, I don't think I'd like it in chicken salad, but I do like celery and onions in my chicken salad. So, but anyway, so what I was saying though, we're going on a cruise. I was looking at some stuff, and they don't have fucking free Wi-Fi on the boat.
Oh god, no!
It's $50 a day.
Yeah, shit costs money.
They don't have free anything on the boat.
Well, they do. I mean, your food and some stuff is included, but
food. You'll get food. You'll get all the mediocre buffet food you can possibly eat.
That's my brand.
It's good.
If there was a restaurant called Mediocre Buffet, I'd be there all the time.
But you got to wash that down with beer, and that stuff ain't included.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm debating whether or not to do the drink package.
We did a drink package for one of us.
Yeah,
it helped.
Well, now if you're doing the alcoholic drink package, and you're in a room with another person who's 21 or older, so Stacia and I are in one room, we both have to get the drink package.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can't have just one person get it.
Oh, I see. You know what? That's probably the case for ours too. But we divvied it up. We had 2 rooms, and we said that One parent was with one kid
Yeah.
and one parent was with the other. And then we just said, fuck you, kid. See you later.
Boy, you incriminate yourself left and right every time we do this show, don't you? Fucking Royal Caribbean's coming after you now.
I didn't say it was Royal
Doing
Caribbean.
the next show on location on the cruise.
Actually, yeah, I'll be gone for a week, so I'm gonna have to find if they have someplace I can download this app and we can do a show from the cruise. That'd be fun. Like in the little business center, surrounded by people doing fucking like buying stocks and shit, and I'm like, so can you believe this fucking shit with Robert Pattinson?
You think Chad's internet freezes up until you're on fucking cruise ship internet? You'd be like, and then the boat's gonna rock. You're gonna come back. You're gonna be down here, and then you're gonna be up here again.
Yeah, we may have to bank an episode. That's not till November though. But yeah, that's
we'll lose interest by then.
yeah. Or we'll get kicked off YouTube. So.
Could be. Could happen.
What are we drinking?
Oh, me right now. I did Chad's thing this week. I did a pick 6. So I have 6 different things right now. I'm going with one I've already drank before and I love. It's Highland Brewing Black Mocha Stout.
Mocha Stout.
Very tasty. Rich
it is
and malty.
Rich and malty.
Yeah, not just one or the other. Rico E. Malty. But very good. Very kind of chocolatey. You've had shit like this before, I'm sure, Chad.
Oh, I never had that one, but I love that type of beer.
Yep. I think I've got a porter in here at some point. So, but that's what I'm drinking right now. Then what do you got there, Chattels?
My first, I got the the cabins up in the UP. We're just barely across the border. So
that's Upper Peninsula for those of you who don't know.
Michigan.
We're just barely across the border from Wisconsin. Now Michigan's got some good brews, but one of my all-time favorite beers is New Glarus. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. This is their kind of flagship beer.
Moo cow.
Spotted cow.
Spotted cow. It's an ale. It's
what was that 12% alcohol or 12 fluid ounces?
12 fluid ounces.
Oh, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I got 5 more of these in the bucket next to me.
Be a flying cow for real.
But it's good. It's simple. It's kind of reminiscent of like a Budweiser. But they were actually New Glarus was voted in the top. They were in the top 20 craft breweries in the country last year, and you can only get New Glarus in Wisconsin. They don't sell it in any other state.
You don't happen to have the list of who was in that top 20, do you? I was just wondering because Highland is the first, like the biggest local brewery here in Asheville.
Yangling or whatever the hell that shit's called. They were number 1. They always top the list.
But that's not craft.
The Brewers Association designates a craft brewer by so many barrels and where they sell and how much they sell. If you sell too much, you're not a craft. Then you're.
Jesus, could we be more hipster right now?
I don't follow that though, because
I only know that because that was told to me. I don't know the ins and outs of it.
But like Mike said, they're fucking everywhere. I mean,
they have that shit all over the place.
Like we had a place here, Wicked Weed, that opened up here in Asheville. They just got bought by Anheuser like last year. And
is it weed beer?
No. Wicked Weed meaning the hops. It's in literature somewhere. They call it a hop, the Wicked Weed. But their beer's okay. They've got an IPA called Pernicious that is pretty good. But that was everybody's freaking out, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the fucking goal. You know, I mean, when you start up, get bought out.
New Glarus has been approached several times. From distributors to distribute outside of Wisconsin.
Yeah,
didn't know.
Well, and I was
Wisconsin beer. We sell to Wisconsin. That's it.
Yeah. The Wicked Weed thing, I was all right with as long as they take them off the craft beer registry. You know.
Yeah, I think once they're like Lagunitas is another one. They were just bought out. They were a craft brewery. They were out of California, and then they expanded to Chicago. As soon as they went to Chicago, they got bought out.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think they're technically a craft brewery anymore.
I'm switching to my next one here
Oh,
because I was already done with that one.
2 for 1.
Now, this one is out of. Where are they out of? Ooh. Seattle, Washington, Fort Collins, Colorado, Elysian.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
Space
good one.
Dust IPA. It is a good one. I've had it before.
What is their little logo?
It's a little hop blowing space dust.
Isn't he cute?
Isn't he cute?
And it's called Space Dust.
Space Dust IPA is the hopping is pure star glow energy with Chinook to bitter and late and dry additions of Citra and Amarillo. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I know it's a tasty IPA.
That sounds crazy fancy.
So what you got, Mike?
Well, are we done small talk after this? Because I can go one of two ways. I can use.
I
one
heard
of
that
my-
about you, actually.
Shit happens sometimes. It is Florida.
Hey, man, $20 is $20.
You know, sometimes you just need a ride. I know the rules of the road.
It's all pink in the dark.
Well, I think we're good to a kickoff start the episode more or less. So
All right. Well, then
I'm sure we have some theme beers.
allow me to switch over to this beer right now. This is a fine 3 the Hard Way Brewing Spider-Man Drunk from Home.
that is fantastic.
Holy shit! You need to make that big.
I didn't save this shit either. I'd have to make it over.
Golly, Mike, what is wrong with you?
I mean, nothing. I bought this. I didn't make it.
That's great. Drunk from home.
Yes, Drunk from Home. I figured it was fitting for our conversation for Far From Home.
It is, and I suppose we should just get into it. Let's first off say, I guess let's go around. Did you like it?
I
Who wants
loved
to
it.
start?
I thought it was. I thought it was. I'd say it was my favorite Spider-Man so far.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I loved Homecoming, but this one actually edged it out for me.
It had a few things that I definitely did not like and do not like, but overall, I think it was the best Spider-Man.
All right, Mike.
The things that I definitely don't like, they're just petty little things that you'll just tell me to shut the fuck up about. But
I tried to explain this to John because he saw it and he was like, "Did you go see it yet?" And I was like, "No." But
Well, being that
I am a
old
huge
schools, right?
I have Spider-Man tattoos.
Yeah.
I wear Spider-Man clothing. I am the guy. I have Stan Lee's signature tattooed on my arm. I should be the dude that this movie's made for old school Mike. That being said, I enjoyed the movie. I like the movie. I don't know why I don't love the movie. There's parts of the movie that I'm like, that was fucking fantastic. Or, excuse me, that was amazing.
Or
There are
spectacular.
parts that I find spectacular, superior even.
Superior. Even.
But I don't know why, man. I just it's got like a thumb and a half up or something. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know what it is.
Twice, but I'm curious on what the how many if you're gonna be able to watch it again.
I think so. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. I loved it. I mean, it's not a perfect movie by far, but it might be one of the most perfect comic book movies that I think I've ever seen.
It's got really neat shit to it.
It's got really great shit. For those who don't know, and I probably should have said spoilers. But if
Lots
you
of
don't,
spoilers.
if you don't know, why the fuck are you listening to this?
Exactly.
This story takes place 8 months after Endgame. All right?
I loved how they addressed the blip right away.
Yeah, and I love that they call it the blip. They call it the blip. They don't, because everybody in the world wasn't there for the snap. Like only Peter and the Avengers and people like that call it the snap. Everybody else is just the blip. Just for some reason in the middle of the day, people fucking disappeared.
When the marching band disappeared and then popped back in.
Let's start on that. They
Remind me of the snap when we get to the airplane.
Okay. Yeah. So it does open. I mean, we're not going to go play by play because Chad will fly down here and murder me. But it actually opens with Nick Fury and Maria Hill in Mexico, which it was a cold open. You know, you had the Columbia logo, which is still weird for me on a Sony movie or on a Marvel movie to see the Columbia logo. It weirded me out in Spider-Verse too. So they pull up to this town that's just fucking destroyed, and Maria Hill's like, why are we here? And Nick is like, well, the cyclone just destroyed this place. She's like, okay. And he's like, but they said it had a face.
It had a face.
Yeah. So they're looking around, and the fucking thing comes up again, and boom, we get our first shot because we get the green smoke in. We get our first shot of Mysterio. Jake Gyllenhaal, this charming fucking bastard. Jake Gyllenhaal.
I can't quit you, Jake.
I'm telling you, this dude, that like he's the thing for me in this entire movie who is spectacular. He stole the role through the whole thing for me. So that's where you see that scene from the trailer with you don't want any part of this. So, and then we would get the role, and then we get that cute high school news
in memoriam.
Montage in memoriam.
All right. So that leads me to a question that comes later on in the movie.
All right.
So you got Vision in it. They're like, it's flashing up. It's old Tony Stark pictures.
Yeah.
Black Widow. And then you have Cap.
Uh-huh.
So the world thinks that Captain America is dead because Cap went back in time and lived his life with Peggy or whatever happened. Why the fuck is there all this Tony Stark love all over the world and nothing
for Cap? That's a really good fucking point.
Nothing at all.
You want to know why? Because people love the bad boy.
Maybe
the straight and arrow. That's like, get out of here, nerd. They love the bad boy.
I accept your answer.
In Homecoming, the girls are all sitting around doing fuck, marry, kill. Remember, but they didn't have Cap in there. They had fuck Thor, marry Tony Stark, and kill Hulk. But Cap
you definitely don't want to fuck Hulk.
Have you seen that GIF, by the way? That's out there with fucking. It's a scene from one of the Avengers movies, and it's Hulk, and he does that turn and that sneer from Avengers and smiles, and then it switches to Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, like, and then the next thing you know is like a scene from one of those fucking Asylum films where Hulk's just railing her, and I'm like, wow, somebody took the time to make that shit. Anyway, yeah. So I guess people don't really, and probably in high school too. Think back to Homecoming, they had to sit and watch all this fucking presidential Captain America
That's true. Okay.
videos and shit.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, fuck that guy. I mean, yeah, we're sad he's gone, but as for the world, yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
And we don't know because now there's Black Captain America at this point, probably.
Blacked in America?
Blacked in America. That's great. Trademark through the hard way, bitches. Blacked in America and Rocket Raccoon, bitch. Come on.
Blacked in America. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good thing. I mean, and I'm glad. That's why I'm glad we're doing this because, like, I sometimes get rose-colored glasses with movies, especially when there's something that's, important to me. As a comic book movie typically is. I don't always get rose-colored glasses, as Brightburn and Dark Phoenix have shown us. But yeah, so yeah, we do. We get that little montage of the in memoriam. I did love the fact that they used "I Will Always Love You" from Whitney Houston over there, which
this movie had it just with the music budget,
yeah,
and special effects. This movie had to cost a bajillion.
Well, yeah, Kevin Smith was just talking about like that fucking song.
It's got to be the highest paying, like
ridiculous
the song you
money.
have to pay the most for.
Yeah.
Like it's.
But I loved how they kept it like a high school AV.
Mm-hmm.
Would do, like with they had the candles glowing and everything. You see the Getty Images watermark on it.
And the dissolves and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was like the shit we use. Yeah.
It was like a 3 the Hard Way mixtape.
It really was. Speaking of, what did you use to edit that?
iMovie.
Oh, did you? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, while we were sitting waiting for the parade to start in Eagle River, I had it playing, and most people enjoyed it. The little old lady next to me was kind of like,
And what did I say to do?
crank it up.
No, I said, fuck that old lady, Chad. Did you fuck her?
And I did. My wife was angry, but
Yeah,
I did it for the show.
That's right. She's got to understand that there's things you have to do.
This is for old school, y'all bitch.
No, I listened to it in my living room on 4th of July. It was fun.
Thanks, guys. Didn't mean to derail there. Sorry.
No, that's all right. So yeah, basically, this is 8 months after Endgame, and so we know Endgame. You know, Tony snapped and everybody came back. We assumed safely, but like Chad was talking about, they show on that news report. They show when the band disappeared. Right, the marching band. Half the marching band disappears, plus people in the stands.
And then in the middle of a basketball game,
it shows it 5 years later. There's a basketball game going on. And suddenly, boom! The
which
people are running into each other and shit.
Our Endgame show that will never see the light of day.
It will.
We referenced. What about the fucking people in airplanes and cars?
Yeah,
so in the sky and they're fucking dead, dude.
So that's my question. Were there like 5 years later when Tony snapped? Were there people falling out of the fucking sky and just splatting?
Far From Home, yes. Yes. Landing on people and shit.
Now Feige and why can't I think of the writer's name? Marcus McFeely have said that Tony took that into account. Or no, not Tony. I'm sorry, I keep saying Tony. It was Banner that brought everybody back. It was Hulk.
Yeah.
But they're saying that Hulk took that into account when he snapped, that he wanted everybody back safe.
Sure he did. And Hulk, who's a fucking nerd, didn't care about the nerds? Like, marching band, fuck you. No, man, I call bullshit. All them people fell out of planes. They're all dead.
Well, anyway,
everyone should be a lot sadder 8 months later.
This movie did a really good job, I think, of like I talked with Mike earlier about it. It's very much, and Homecoming was too, but this is very much a John Hughes high
superhero
school
movie
with Spider-Man in it. You know, and Homecoming did it too, even down to, and it was self-aware of itself, down to the running through the yards, because it actually showed somebody watching Ferris Bueller while he was doing that.
Yep.
You know,
seriously, if this movie was not, if you didn't know it took place in New York, it could be Shermer, Illinois.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas friends of Kevin Smith and Dogma know that's where all those movies took place.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, we're in high school, so we go through that. That was funny, but it did address what happened, how everybody came back, and we get that later on too with May, with Aunt May. I think they took this from the video game, because in the video game she's like a homeless advocate, and
it's in the comic for a while.
Is it? Okay.
I forget what the acronym they use in the movie is. It's different in the comic. The comic, she's doing it, and the head organization of that group is actually like a terrorist organization.
It's like Cobra.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, yeah, she's raising money, but she talks about it too, about when because apparently she blipped too. Now that's the thing, because we talked about it in our Endgame review about seeing Peter and Ned back in high school, and then we knew this movie was coming, and we're like, what the fuck? How did well, apparently, yeah, pretty much everybody that he's friends with,
in Peter's friend group
or family,
yes,
blipped, because even Happy blipped. Because Happy talks about his goatee and beard, his blip beard.
Yeah, the blip beard.
Yeah, so Happy Beard.
You guys like the blip, or do you like the snap?
I like snap better, but
I like
the
snap
better, but I think the blip is funny. Just like I prefer Spider Sense over the Peter Tingle.
Peter Tingle.
Tingle cracks me the fuck up.
Peter Tingle comes in handy later, though.
It does awesomely too, by the way. That's one of those spectacular moments that I think you were referencing.
And I think that's probably one of the best ways that they've kind of showed how effective his spider sense is.
Yeah, and we'll get to that.
They've showed a little bit in the past, but I think this is
Well, really, it was just
They
Infinity
really
War.
haven't showed it much.
It was Infinity War with his
with
hair
the
on his
hairs
arms
on his
coming out.
arms. Yeah.
And that's it. But they show in this that it's inconsistent, which is why we haven't seen it.
Yep.
So much. He's not real. Although he does talk about
I think the thing is he's learning to trust the instinct.
right.
And he just doesn't really know what's happening when it's happening.
But he also
I'm thinking they did it in the second Amazing Spider-Man, whatever, with Andrew Garfield and Shocker. They did the whole camera turn when Shocker was about to blast everybody as they're running away. Everything stopped. The camera turned, and you saw every single person and where they were going to touch the rail, and they're going to get electrocuted.
Yeah.
And it started, and then Spider-Man pulled this person, pulled this one, did that.
Right, yeah.
I think that's the only time they've ever really shown his whole spider sense.
That wasn't Shocker, by the way. That was
Or
Electro.
not Shocker. Electro. Where the fuck is Shocker from? That's
Shocker's from Homecoming. He was in Homecoming. Shocker is
a Spider-Man villain as well.
So I mean we'll forgive you for it.
You were 50-50 on that.
yeah.
But
I don't remember that movie, so I was like, yeah, when Shocker did it.
we talk about, like, he talked about in Civil War when Tony comes to visit him to recruit him, he pulls his costume out, his homemade costume, which Mike and I were talking about this early. Like, this is my favorite part about this Spider-Man is that, see, I hated Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I when I first saw the Spider-Man movie, Sam Raimi, I loved it because we hadn't had a Spider-Man movie yet.
He's not
because it was awesome at the time.
we wanted, but he was a Spider-Man we needed.
Right, at the time. So going back, I can't stand him. Garfield I liked a lot better. I really liked Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a piece of dog shit, but that had more to do with studio involvement again.
Yeah, he's much more – Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was much more quippy.
Right,
The
and
way
that's
Spider-Man
what
He was the cool kid. I hated that.
But that's how Spidey is when because he's covering up all his
when he's Spider-Man. But
Yeah.
I think
when
what
he's
Chad's
Peter
saying
Parker.
is when he's Peter Parker, he was the cool kid too.
I got you.
Which didn't fit the character right.
But the one inconsistency in both of those movies, to me, the biggest one, I can forgive. Well, in the first movie, it was organic web shooters. Second movie, he built them, and I can deal with that. That's Peter Parker's a genius. I don't know that Peter Parker could sew. All right, so the first two series of movies, how the fuck did he make that costume? Like, especially Amazing Spider-Man. Bless you again. Especially Amazing Spider-Man. Did he just like rip up a bunch of basketballs and sew them together? So that's what I like about this one. Peter's fucking suit that he made is a piece of shit. Yes. Sweatshirt. But he talks about, and then, the reason he has a good suit now is because Tony made it. But back to his spider sense, he talks about the goggles because Tony's like, Jesus, can you even see through these things? And he's like, well, like, since whatever happened, my senses have dialed up to 11. So, yeah, I agree with you, Mike, now, is he's getting to the point where he can trust his senses.
He's just learning. He's not,
We forget that this Spider-Man is a new Spider-Man.
He's a kid.
Even though we've seen 6 previous Spider-Man movies, he's still a newbie. He's still
and especially for the fact that these movies kind of kick because the Spider-Man movies come after Spider-Man's introduction in the MCU. He is brand new, just learning this shit, and he's thrown into the role of like. Everybody knows him, and everybody who's watching is like, well, I've seen a bunch of movies before with this dude, which is why they didn't have to do any of the backstory.
Yeah, well, we all know the backstory.
Well,
it's like, honestly,
do, but
like Batman versus Superman, we didn't need to see Batman's parents die. It was cool because it was what's his name from Walking Dead, Negan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So if we ever get a Flashpoint movie, that's our Batman.
Well, I have to say this movie in particular that we're discussing, instead of all the other ones we're discussing, really good introduction of Mysterio too. Like You didn't have to have all this backstory. They gave you backstory, but they did it really well through exposition, which most of us would be like, "Fuck you! Don't tell me what's going on." But it
Show
was
me.
a great way of doing it.
Yeah, that was a big ass thing. We'll get to that in a minute. But so basically this is Peter and his friends are all going on a trip to Europe. So it's Euro trip. It's European vacation.
Spider-Man Euro trip.
Right. Yeah, and it's cool. And all he wants to do is be a kid. And that's the other thing. Back to Homecoming. My favorite fucking scene might be second favorite scene because I do love that scene in the car with Michael Keaton in Homecoming.
Yeah, when he realizes
I'll kill you and everyone you love. Oh, God, that fucking scene is chilling, man.
Yeah.
God, I love that. But I think my favorite scene in that movie is when Vulture basically drops the building on Peter.
Mm-hmm. And he's freaking out.
And that's the first thing he does is panic because he's a fucking kid.
Yeah.
He forgets that he can catch a bus in midair.
Mm-hmm.
He forgets and starts screaming for help and yelling how he's stuck and he can't breathe. And I'm like, holy fuck. I love that scene.
He can.
Right. I love that scene so fucking much. But this plays to this movie because he just wants to be a kid, man. He's a year older. Well, technically he's 6 years older because he was blipped for 5 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah, 5 of those years don't count.
Right, which actually they address on the plane because Flash Thompson's got champagne and he starts fucking with everybody. And MJ's like, ma'am, he blipped. So he's actually 16, not 21. And she takes his fucking champagne away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this Flash Thompson, by the way.
He's a dick and he's not the jock. Dick.
Yeah, there's something.
Not the muscle band. There's definitely something with the kid.
There's a seed. There's a seed they planted in this one for him, because there's a scene at the very end that is very pointed, and it's like, well, that kind of came out of nowhere. And like I was telling Mike earlier,
why did they show us this? Yeah.
Like I was telling Mike earlier, when it comes to this fucking MCU, every tiny fucking thing that happens could be something.
Could be.
Right?
Could be.
Because as we found out,
proves it.
Absolutely.
And even if it's not something, we're all going to talk about it. Like it might be something for 4 years until it really does become something. Yes. Exactly.
So they go on this trip, and Peter's got this. Apparently, he's completely over Liz from the first movie. So he's got this.
I'm guessing she didn't blip because she ain't in this movie.
Well, she moved away.
She's done high school.
They moved away.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, at the end of Homecoming because her dad went to prison.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have a much better memory than I do.
Oh, I'm the movie guy.
I just watched it the other day.
I literally just watched it Sunday, Homecoming. So, but Peter's all about MJ this time around, who is not Mary Jane. What is she?
Michelle Jones.
Yeah, but still,
I was like, they call her MJ. It's not MJ. She doesn't even have red hair. This is on the ride to the theater with my niece, my daughter, and her boyfriend. And my niece is like diehard into Spider-Man, evidently. I didn't realize. So we're driving, and I'm like, they said her name's Michelle or something the other night. Evidently, that's the M. What's the J stand for? Nobody even knows. My niece Cammy turns to me and goes, Jones. I was like, oh, shut up, kid. Don't make something up. She's like, no, really. It's Michelle Jones.
Me and Michelle. Yeah. Michelle Jones. Yeah. Michelle Jones.
I was like, okay, kid, whatever. You know some stuff.
You say what you want, man. I love Zendaya and I loved MJ in this movie.
I liked her in this movie.
It's not the MJ we know. Who's to say? I mean,
you know
Kirsten Dunst, thank God.
I will say this.
Well, Kristen Dunst isn't she's not believable as like a giant supermodel?
No.
Zendaya is MJ. As MJ. She is not Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, but
that's all.
This Peter's not Peter either from the comics.
No. I mean, this
is a different Peter.
It is what it is, man. Flash Thompson's not a golden-haired jock. I mean,
like I can't
reimagining. I don't have a problem with who she is. I just maybe give her some red hair. It could be dyed red. I don't fucking care.
I don't even care about the red hair, but I'm with you that she should have just been Mary Jane Watson.
I mean,
rather than the MJ misdirect
I
that
guess
they did.
well, and I guess
Yeah.
Mary Jane is, like a weird name nowadays. Like, who the hell's named Mary Jane unless your dad's Snoop Dogg or some shit?
I wish my dad. No, I don't. I miss my dad, so I don't wish my dad was Snoop Dogg. That was sad. Sorry, I brought the show down. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Well, anyway, so he's got this whole plan that he wants to get with MJ. Runs it by Ned, and Ned is my problem in this movie.
Yeah, I don't see. I have no problem with Ned, and I have a problem with the movie. I don't know what the problem is, but I have one.
I think Ned had a little bit too big of a role in this film.
I think he had a little bit too much of a comedic role in this movie. And don't get me wrong, the first half of this movie, possibly first 2/3 of this movie, is a teen comedy.
Mhm.
It is a teen comedy.
And as it should be. I mean, all of these movies. I mean, I hate to say it, we love them. We like to think that they're made for us.
They're not.
They're made for fucking 9-year-olds.
Well, not just that.
From like 9 to 18. It's who's going to buy the toys. It's who's going to buy the movie streaming. Yeah. It's who's going to go see the 5th version of this. And we might, but there's a good chance like we have heart attacks like Chad and we all die, and these kids are going to see the movie because they're the ones that are begging their parents to go see it.
I saw it twice.
Well, you're
I
better than I am.
attempted to watch it a second time yesterday by illegal means.
Yeah,
So-
I did the same thing today, and my kid turned around. He's like, you already watched this. You went to the movie theater. You don't need
How
to
far into it did you get?
They had just gotten to the hotel.
Oh man,
De Mateus Hotel that was underwater.
The fight scene in Venice, it turns into a comedy when you're watching a cam version of it, because it looks like a Bollywood like superhero, because it's grainy and you can't really see the special effects. I was just talking to John about this earlier, and that musical score is just it seems cool in this film. When you're watching a grainy version, it looks really, really bad. I was laughing.
Like off. You're like, wait a minute.
It looked like a superhero film made 1976.
I'm going to let you finish, but I just switched to a new beer that I've never
what
had.
do you got now?
Never had before. This is from Upcountry Brewing, which is West Asheville. Asheville being where I live. It's just a lager, but it is fucking delicious.
Oh,
it is super tasty. So Upcountry lager.
I'm finishing up my second one. It's Moon Man.
Moon Man. Why is it a dog paw?
I don't
like a werewolf.
Like a werewolf.
Oh shit!
It is. It's their No Coast Pale Ale. It's made with 5 hops. It's really good. I like it.
5 wicked weeds.
Introducing Moon Man with 5
pops. This is my pop. This is my other pop. Hey, pop.
Mom was busy.
But it's a werewolf, Moon Man. Could that be a little teaser for the son of somebody who shows up in a fucking mid-credit scene? All right, never mind.
Maybe.
It could be.
Chad doesn't even know what we're talking about.
No, not at all. He's just like, yeah, man, for sure.
When we talk about that, we'll explain it to you, Chad, when you're old enough.
I'm a big boy.
Yeah, so Ned is my problem in this. I like Ned. I really like Ned in Homecoming. I like the man in the chair thing. I like that he knows that Peter's Spider-Man. I love that scene when he finds out, when Peter fucking sneaking into his house, crawling on the ceiling, thinks, oh, I made it. Close the door. Fucking take my mask off. Drop down. Fucking Ned's right there. Like,
drops the Lego Death Star.
Yeah. So
too many people know that Peter's Spider-Man at this point in the film.
Yeah, even more no by the end.
But yeah, that was one of my problems with the film is, okay, I don't like the fact that Aunt May knows he's Spider-Man.
I do.
Okay. I like it because it's entertaining.
It's
and if
sweet.
you didn't, it is. But that's not my Peter. That's not my Peter Parker. That's not my
#not my Spider-Man.
Not my Spider-Man. Well, no, the whole thing was I have a problem with her being as young as she is too, because
I don't. I love Marissa Tomei.
so do I.
Marissa Tomei is
Like it's-
beautiful, but not for nothing. From the last movie to this movie, she looks like she didn't blip. She looks 5 years older. I'm sorry, I don't mean anything against the woman. She's
Really?
a lady. Yeah.
Was was it the mom jeans?
No, I think it was her hands.
Really?
Yeah, I like.
I wasn't looking at her hands.
As she's presenting, and she goes and she.
Oh,
gives
she
him
was
a high five
presenting
and
a
shit.
few
Is that
times.
like your boomerang moment? Except you don't check feet, you check hands.
No, I like some feet too.
I was just well, yeah, it's not a fetish when 99% of all guys out there have it. No, I was just saying she presented a few times in this movie. So
Yeah.
and I wasn't looking at her hands. I fucking love Marissa Tomei ever since My Cousin Vinny. Oof. But hey, I like the young Aunt May, and that started with kinda with
Sally Fields.
No, it started with
Every time they redo it, they make her younger.
yeah.
The next reboot, she's going to be in his class.
She's going to be Zendaya. No, but that started with Ultimate Spider-Man, making her younger and hipper, and kind of a hippie, actually.
Oh, yeah, but in Ultimate Spider-Man, she still had white hair. It was
Yeah.
just a cool ass hairdo. She was
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes,
that was Aunt May from Ultimate Spider-Man.
I just like the whole innocent old aunt, that he's got to take care of.
I fucking hate it in the first Spider-Man when she's so goddamn old. I mean, I get it. Yeah, like here's my thing. I loved Spider-Man comics. I really loved Ultimate Spider-Man comics.
yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, that was my look. Mike's all pissed off with that. That was like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
No,
That's
I like them.
I like them more than the regular mainstream Peter Parker. So I'm okay with Aunt
I
May.
missed that whole boat.
Yeah.
But
But-
it was
and
very
that's-
much like this: younger Peter, slightly skewed younger Aunt May.
Uncle Ben had a ponytail. Gray ponytail.
But they live in Alabama.
No, they were hippies.
Norman Osborn when he becomes fucking
Green Goblin.
God, what's wrong? Green Goblin. Thank
Yeah.
you, John. I don't know why I just brain farted, but he's fucking huge. He's like,
like-
Hulk, dude.
Like Spider-Verse.
Yes. Yeah, Spider-Verse is based off the Ultimate Comics.
Except he wasn't blonde.
Well, when Miles Morales becomes
Yeah, but Peter wasn't blind.
blonde. Yeah, he wasn't Daredevil either.
Spider Devil. Dare Man.
Almost as cool as Night Monkey.
All right, let's get back to it. So but talking about Aunt May, we do have to mention the fact that there is some flirty going on between May and Happy Hogan.
Happy.
And can I tell you how happy I am that Happy Hogan is in this movie?
Oh, I love him.
It's such a tie.
It has to be with the tie to Tony Stark, though.
Well, because,
that's his boy.
Tony was such like, you even look at the trailers and the poster for Homecoming, you can almost mistake yourself if you don't know enough like we do. We're fucking super fans. You could almost be mistaken that it's an Iron Man movie. Now, when you watch the movie, it's not. But from watching the trailer or looking at the poster, you could think that. But Iron Man and Tony Stark is very integral to this Peter Parker. He's a father figure, So to have Happy there as a surrogate, I guess, really made me fucking happy through the whole thing. Every time Happy was on screen, I loved it.
He's like the new uncle. He's like new Uncle Ben. He's Uncle Happy.
I had one issue with Happy, and which now doesn't matter after the end. But towards the end, where they're in the Tower of London, or and they're all like doing their secrets, and everybody goes, and he's like, "I'm in love with Spider-Man's aunt." And okay, I got to laugh, but I didn't laugh. I'm like, motherfucker. Now when they see him
They're
with
like,
Aunt May, they're gonna, and I'm like, and then
wait a minute.
I'm like, all right, well, I guess that doesn't matter.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I thought he said he loved Spider-Man's aunt. He's dating Peter's aunt too.
I never thought of that. I never thought of that either.
Glasses thing. was-
Fucking 2-timing Spider-Man's aunt, you dick. Well, yeah. So yeah, we had a little moment there with the fundraiser. Peter's in his Iron Spider costume.
Yes.
Walking around with no goddamn mask on, like it's no big deal.
Well, he was backstage.
That's backstage.
and
Because nobody ever walked
nobody's
by.
ever
no, but
backstage.
that shit's automatic. You saw it when somebody came, when Happy came in the door. Shit went up.
It was
Yeah,
like my
you know.
hat.
It's all Stark Tech.
Like people
you know.
come around, my hat goes on.
Mhm.
When it's just me, my hat goes off.
It's like a switch. It's like a switch. Sorry, a little over the top reference there. So yeah, Happy brings. So we do get Pepper Potts in this kind of
Signed on a big ass check.
signed on a giant S check for their whatever their fundraiser is. So
Now,
Peter,
that's
come-
funny. That point of the movie, as we're leaving the movie theater, my daughter Dre is like, I have to say that made me mad. I'm like, what did? She's like, the check, Pepper Potts. Why is she still Pepper Potts? If they got married, she should be Pepper Stark.
Oh no,
That's
she is
ridiculous.
she is a strong, independent woman. She
That's
don't
what
need no man.
That's what I said. I said, Drea, you can stay Drea Van Cleve or Drea School Mike, whatever.
Oh shit! World exclusive.
I gave away my secret identity. Fuck.
Man, you would be the worst Spider-Man ever.
No,
Wear a mask. Don't ever let them know who you are.
Everyone would know who Old School is, like they do now.
It'll show up at your aunt's house.
She's like, but seriously, I mean, it's only respectful.
No, it's not.
Like,
But
was
I
like,
can't.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's a goofy thing because I can't see Pepper taking Tony's name,
Me neither. I was like, but that's who she is.
especially because Pepper, honestly, in this universe is probably as well known as Tony Stark.
She runs the goddamn company.
Yeah, she almost has celebrity status.
Anyway, back to it. Derailed
Yeah.
again. This is
No,
gonna
that's
be a
fine.
long
I was
one,
just-
guys. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's not going to be super long.
We haven't even gotten past the first scene.
I'm trying to. First scene was Mexico. I blew through that shit.
I
Okay, we're
only have three the hard way beers for this show, guys.
I've still got four more after this one. Oh, there's a little cardinal on my beer. I never even noticed. Look at that little cardinal. Hello. Tweet tweet.
North Carolina thing.
Anyway, so
What's
yeah,
he's packing to leave,
they're
right?
packing to leave. He doesn't want to take the suit. May wants him to take the suit just in case. There was that weird ass fucking charging station for the Iron Spider
For
suit.
the nanotech.
That was goofy.
That was cool, man.
I don't know if I like it. It was like what did Kevin Smith call it? Like a Red Bull machine.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's
But
kind of what it was like, I guess.
It's like floating in there and recharging or whatever. He looks.
Again, first he's backstage walking around with no mask. And second, he's just got shit. He's got Spider-Man shit hanging in his room for anybody to see.
Did you notice that this is a different apartment?
No, but she said when
That's-
she came back,
We
she
talked.
was-
We didn't expound on that when they were talking about the blip. May blip back into her apartment, which is 5 years later, and somebody else was renting it.
and
Oh,
the
yeah.
woman that lived there thought that her husband was cheating on her.
And the mother-in-law thought she was a ghost. Man, I just want a whole slew of. Remember when Marvel used to do the one-shots that were on the Blu-rays?
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
like the little like Coulson going to New Mexico,
Yeah.
and the Mandarin in jail. I want some one-shots.
Of Aunt May as a ghost.
No, just
Oh, no.
showing repercussions from people coming back after 5 years.
People falling out of the sky, people being in the road getting run over,
People showing up,
Aunt
fucking
May showing
like,
up and being like, "I'm not with your husband."
somebody who was in the shower in their apartment in New York City, and now that place is a fucking parking deck, and they just show up naked, you know, with soap in their hair. Yeah, I want that shit. I want that almost as much as I want a recap of the Marvel Universe by Louise. But
Ah, yes, yeah, for sure. Well, and when Peter's packing to leave, he doesn't want to bring the suit, but the suitcase has BFP on it.
Ben,
This is Ben Franklin Parker.
yeah, which I thought was a neat little nod because, as you said, we didn't get the Ben,
Mm-hmm.
the Uncle Ben storyline.
Got no Uncle Ben stuff, so
But
it's
we
kind of
know-
neat seeing that.
But we know it happened because in Homecoming, he, when Ned finds out he's Spider-Man, he's like, "Did you tell May?" He's like, "Well, with everything she's been going through, which means Ben
just
died."
recently Ben died. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, he doesn't pack. So he goes to the airport. His whole plan is to get MJ to sit next to him, and that doesn't work out so well. He ends up sitting next to Martin Starr, who plays
the teacher.
his fucking. Is this a science teacher?
I think so.
Well,
No,
J-
I think JB Smoove is the science
Smoove is
teacher.
fucking awesome.
as a man of science.
It's witches.
I don't even like JB Smoove, but I
I
love
will
him.
watch anything that man is in.
So JB Smoove is
I
the
love
science
Curb Your
teacher.
Enthusiasm.
Hey,
It jumped like 4 notches when JB Smoove became a regular on that.
there's a lot of love here for JB Smoove, but can we get some love for Martin Starr though too?
Oh, the guy's great.
He's fucking great in
The
this.
character he plays is just like
Just such a sad sack. Like
great
his fucking
upgrade, guys.
his fucking wife pretended to blip. And he held a funeral for her. And he finds out that she was just shacked up with some guy upstate
That was
for
awesome.
5 fucking years.
Yep.
My God, what a poor guy. First thing he does in Venice is try to get a good picture with his camera and drop it in the fucking. Oh, he saves it first. Like you expect him to.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit.
It's like, oh, I got it. And then it falls anyway.
And then it falls anyway. And he's just like, oh, fuck.
But before they get to Venice, and this is the part that I was gonna, and he's on the plane. Peter's trying to sit next to MJ. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it
out,
doesn't
whatever.
happen.
Peter's sitting there next to the teacher, and he's scrolling through the movies looking for stuff to watch.
Yeah.
Did you see all the movies?
I saw the Tony Stark one.
Yeah, there's the Tony Stark one, which is My Life in Iron or something like that.
It's like a biography. Well, and if you stop and think about it, in this world, after this shit happened, Netflix would be full of fucking Tony Stark documentaries.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. But you also had, and I screenshotted this,
Oh, good.
Hunting Hydra, a documentary. You had a documentary called Nova from the fuck is the doctor from Thor? Peter Skolage?
No. It's fuck. God damn it! If you hadn't it, Skarsgård.
Okay.
Stellan Skarsgård. I don't remember.
That's the actor's name. Yeah, I meant the character. But
So
whatever.
he was the narrator because Nova is a PBS program.
Well, yes, but it's Nova, but it's a special with him discussing the Rainbow Bridge and shit.
Nice.
Like, all of this stuff. Then they had, of course, Free Wakanda.
I did see that one. The second time I saw the movie, I saw that.
And then the one that I noticed when I was watching it, which is why I went back and screenshotted it, it's the Infinity Gauntlet, and it says the snap.
Oh, so bitches, why you call it the blip?
Everybody knows that a fucking snap occurred. Why are we calling it a blip?
That was just, you weren't supposed to see that. That was fast.
Unless it was just little kids in high school calling it the blip. And, because, whatever we say, we're like, what's up, dude? And my kids are like, it's brah now.
Yeah, it's brah, and this is so not lit. Yeah. No, fuck, goddamn.
Anyway, they're on the plane. They end up in.
Well, here's the other thing we didn't talk about on the plane. Like Peter's all about MJ, right? Mm-hmm. But one of the guys who didn't blip was this scrawny little Asian kid who cried when he had nosebleeds.
And now he's like a buff basketball player. He's like the fucking, hey, MJ.
He's all buff, and he's all into MJ. He ends up sitting next to MJ watching movies with her. That was Peter's plan with the fucking dual headphone jack, which was super cute. Yep. I mean, come on. That was super cute. He had this plan with the dual headphone jack, and so yeah, plane doesn't go as well as.
But he got to watch something with the dual headphone jack with his teacher. So that worked out.
Star, yeah, who was sleeping on his fucking shoulder. So they get to Venice, I guess wherever they flew into in Italy. Here is a problem I have.
Okay.
Dog sniffs Peter's bag. Peter has to get his bag open. All right, Chad's not listening. Dog sniffs Peter's bag.
He's like, oh,
Peter
shit.
has to get his shit inspected. Customs in Italy opens up his fucking suitcase, and May has packed
a spider suit.
That's
with a
fine.
note that's like, you forgot that.
That's fine. The spider suit's fine. There's 2 fucking jars of web fluid.
Yeah, you can explain this the spider suit. It's like, hey, those are my pajamas.
It's
man.
the web fluid
It's the web fluid.
that
You
I
can't
have a
bring
problem
more
with.
than 3 ounces of cologne on the plane.
It's not even that. They're in like fucking jars from the science lab in the high school with fucking chemical names on them and shit. And I'm like, there's no fucking way.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So the fucking customs lady pulls out a banana and says, "This, no," and then he's fine. Apparently, it's like,
okay.
"Come on, night monkey."
Honestly, customs is like that because, like I said, Africa trip, my wife, they have check luggage that went with like supplies, but they have their backpacks and a carry-on, which is like all of their shit that they're planning on living with.
Yeah.
She's got medication and food and stuff. And they're like, do you have any snacks? And she's like, no. Because you don't want to get rid of all your snacks on the plane. It's like a fucking 18-hour flight or something. They send it through the x-ray machine. They're like, come over here, ma'am. And she's like, fuck. They're like, I think you have do you have some snacks to get rid of? She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot they were in there. She takes the 2 that are visible in the one thing. The whole rest of the bag is packed full of snacks. She takes those. She throws them away. And she's like, thank you so much.
See, if she'd have had if she'd have had web fluid, she would have been fine.
Been good.
Yeah. No, that was that.
I am not saying whether she did or did not have web fluid.
I'm just saying, okay, like that's a nitpick, but it's like,
Yes,
come on.
yeah.
No. When I came back from the Dominican Republic, you could bring like up to 200 cigars back.
Well, you had a small Dominican man in your luggage. when
Yes,
you
he
came
was
back.
rolling the cigars on the plane as I brought it back. Now I had a crap ton of Dominican cigars that I like, but I also brought a box of Cubans back, which at the time were still illegal.
That's contraband.
I was a little paranoid on it, so it's like I gave my wife the box and I had the cigars. I took the bands off the cigars and my friend had the bands.
How many cigars did you shove up your ass?
Oh, several dozen. So anyway, I'm all worried about this box of Cubans that I've got in my shirt, and because I don't have a box anymore. My wife's got the empty box, and if they question her, it's like, oh, I just wanted to keep the box. We had a whole thing. So whatever. Also, the Cuban cigars I have, a lot of them had glass tops on the boxes.
Right.
So I got a towel, wrapped all the boxes in the towels, and now I have like towel bricks in my carry-on.
Like heroin.
When I fly into O'Hare, I'm like, they pull my bag off to the side. I'm like, fuck. They're like pushing the towel bricks out of the way and pulling my dirty underwear out. And they're like, oh, okay, you're good to go. I could have had friggin' bricks of C4 in there, and they wouldn't even have looked. And I was worried about my Cuban cigars.
They never found Eduardo?
No.
He was like, take the towel, man. Take the towel.
I said the cigars were in my pocket. I was wearing a long trench coat, and he was on my shoulders.
The world's tallest tourist.
I was 8 foot tall.
Oh, all right, back to
So
Spider.
would match on his
So my
shoulder.
picture would match on my passport. I had to be on top. So I was 8 foot tall with 1 foot legs.
With tiny little legs.
Tiny little legs.
Oh, poor Eduardo.
Crap.
So yeah, okay. So he gets through customs. That was one nitpick I had with the movie.
Okay. I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, so they're in Venice, and there's a cute little montage there for a little while. That's the scene you see in the movie. Like apparently Flash has a fucking live stream channel,
Yes,
like a Twitch channel or something, and he's all like,
So
"What's up,
anyway,
y'all?" And yeah, and like somebody comes by and just whacks him in the nuts, So he's not like super cool Flash Thompson guy, which is
No.
cool. I'm down with that.
Thinks he is.
He thinks he is. But that fucking live stream comes in handy later,
Oh yes, yeah.
and it's mentioned to him, which gives him a little inflated self-worth. Well, actually probably gives him, I think Flash is probably pretty insecure, and he hides it with being a dick to it. One thing we forgot to mention is that during the fundraiser, May goes back out. Happy's there and says, "Hey, Peter, Nick Fury's going to call
Oh,
you."
Nick Fury's trying to call you. And he's like, I don't want to talk to Nick Fury.
Yeah, and,
Fuck that guy. He's
we
me.
saw that. We saw that in the trailer where
Yes.
Happy's like, "Yeah, well, you have to talk to him because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk to him, and I don't want to talk to him." But I did like the fact that the extended conversation on that was Happy saying, "Because I'm scared. Just talk to him." But he told him that he was scared, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he sends Nick Fury to voicemail. So we're in Venice now, and there's a really cute little montage, like I said. There's a really neat thing with Zendaya and fucking pigeons, which I thought was cute.
Uh-huh.
And the grown-up Asian boy is taking pictures of her because he's a creeper. Peter's looking for a medallion or a necklace, Black Dahlia,
Black Dahlia. Yeah.
because MJ's weird,
Yeah. She's like slightly emo and a little dark.
which I think is cool.
She's like every other teenage girl.
Right, which I think is cool though. She likes Black Dahlia because of the murders.
Yeah.
So
Which
he finds
actually they could still make this. They could still make this MJ, our MJ, to an extent because she is pretty. She's just awkward.
she's very pretty. Zendaya is extremely attractive.
Well, and what professional model
supposedly-
do you know in the world that isn't fucking awkward?
Yeah,
They're all like weird.
Well, that's because
or slightly weird looking. That's
the
how you have no soul.
Yeah,
to
so
post like
once
that.
it's
once
the
they get out of
bulimia.
high school and all this, I mean, they could go the whole model.
Oh,
route
completely.
and
Yeah,
make
for sure.
Nobody liked it's the bulimia that makes them weird. All right, that was me.
I thought it was
Oh,
her
that's
friend
not,
Anna.
Bulimic's not going to do the show.
All right, speaking of, I'm moving on to another beer. We're gonna go with that stout that I had. This is Founders, which I believe is up your neck of the woods, Chad, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. This baby is made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Cobalt
That's a
blue
good
steel.
Wait, what?
It is
What's the logo for that though?
It's
looked
a,
like Edward Scissorhands.
it's a very fancy lady. It says Founders Porter, dark, rich, and sexy.
Oh, it's a lady. See, you whipped it by real quick, and I swear it looked like Edward Scissorhands.
I just did a little Army of Darkness there. That's right. This baby is made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right. So yeah,
I'm about finished with my other one. It's called Two Women.
One cup.
Two Women. It's a collaboration with another company.
Pour it into a cup. Two women, one cup.
It's not two girls. Two girls, one cup. Two women, one bottle.
Dude, I'm going to derail it again, but there is in Utica, Illinois.
That's fucking
here,
good. Sorry. That is rich, dark, and sexy.
Near me, there is a cupcake store called Two Girls, One Cupcake.
That's fucking awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I would go there. I would
All right.
go there just because of the name.
So everybody's hanging out. They got the shitty hotel in Venice that's flooding.
Yes, the De Mateus Hotel.
Right? I like there's a lot of good one-liners in this fucking movie. Like
Come to Venice, your sock's going to get wet.
Flash says something about I can't remember what he said. Like this is disgusting. And Martin Starr's like, I think you mean charming. So yeah, they have shitty little rooms. They're all out in Venice, but they're having a good time, which is pretty cool.
Sure.
I thought it showed what it would look like if you're on a high school trip to Venice, and suddenly the water explodes.
Well, prior to the water exploding, you have like the Jaws thing. It's like
Oh,
water
yeah.
rippling, and you're seeing
Yeah.
motion.
Oh,
Like,
and that's what we didn't mention. One of the other things I hated about Ned is that Ned ended up sitting next to Betty Brant on the plane. By the
Uh-huh.
time they get off the plane, they're boyfriend and
Dating.
girlfriend.
That was predictable, though.
What do you
I
hate
saw
about
that. I saw that joke coming because that's what Peter wanted, and it
Yeah.
got fucked up. So it happened to Ned accidentally.
And that's what we didn't talk about was Ned didn't want him to go through with the plan because he wanted to be bachelors in fucking Europe, America. Because
I
but
saw
that was
the
a good
joke coming.
line that Ned had when he says, "If there's anything I know, it's Europeans love Americans."
Dude, I was watching when I was hypothetically watching the stream yesterday. When that line came across, you could hear people in the audience laughing.
Yeah. Well, even I thought it was even funny because Tom Holland is British, and Tom Holland's the one who says, "Are you sure about that?"
Yeah, everything on the bottom of the screen that I was watching was, it was subtitled. So whatever country it was, thought that joke was hilarious.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, that's the gag. He ended up sitting next to her, and there was turbulence. He held her hand. So
why do you dislike that though?
it's just too much.
But I mean, if you're going along comics world, Ned Leeds and Betty Brant end up married.
God,
They end up
Leeds. Thank you. Fuck, I was trying to think of that earlier when you and I were talking.
He's a blonde dude that works for
Yeah.
the Daily Bugle in the
Yeah,
comics.
he's not fucking.
He's not Ganji or
yeah.
whatever from the Ultimate Verse, which is who this is based after.
Yeah.
But
So anyway,
still.
they're in a boat. They're doing a little lovers boat, and fucking they get tidal waved in, and MJ and Peter help them out of the boat. And there's a giant fucking water monster, and Ned's like, "What are you gonna do?" He's like, "I don't have my suit. My suit's back in the hotel." And but he tries to help, and then Mysterio shows up. And can I just say, fucking Mysterio looks great. All right, with
it's awesome.
the bubble head.
It's
I
great.
didn't know how they were going to make that head work.
It is so fucking good.
You weren't supposed to think that it was cool because it looks good on paper. And how is it going to look cool in the real world? And it does.
It looks so goddamn good. But it's also grounded. It's
Yes.
also grounded a little bit, with the MCU style.
Well,
where,
the whole design of it, and I mean, this is kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but the whole design of the Mysterio character and brand is, it looks like Thor. It looks like
does.
Doctor Strange.
It does. You know what? I didn't think about
and it
Thor.
looks well. That's it's Thor when he's standing there with the gauntlet, or not the
And
gauntlet,
the fucking the little
chest
amulets.
plate, the Aya Agamotto looking things,
Yeah.
the hand sorcery like Doctor Strange. Who's the third one? It's supposed to look like Thor.
It's Iron Man too,
and
because he's
Iron
flying around like Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and he's got the suit, and he needs to keep the cape pressed and fucking
that is some,
dome head.
that is some great shit.
I love that the dome head
Queen
is
in a half an hour.
I could be meaning the Queen. Yeah.
I love the dome head, how it's just the swirling.
It's so fucking good. You don't see his face. It's just
mystery thing. You don't see a face in there. You see no face in there.
yeah.
It's
And
the
you don't
swirling
Because it's all fake, so you can't see. You don't want to see his face.
but you also don't blink when it goes away and you see his face because you're so used to Tony's helmet going away,
just popping
Spidey's
back.
helmet
Or
going
Peter's.
away.
Yep.
Like we're conditioned now.
Yes.
Well,
and I mean, and not for nothing, spoilers, and we'll get to this point eventually. But like when he's in his mocap suit and he's doing the
It's
shit,
still got a fishbowl.
controlling it, it's got the fake fishbowl around
It's
him.
still got a fucking
Just
fishbowl.
displays and shit. That is fucking Mysterio.
This
is
was
the best version of Mysterio I have ever seen.
I 100%
except for
agree with.
paper.
They nailed
And
it.
to bring it because when we're watching the trailers and the whole I'm from a multiverse, whatever.
When he said
like-
that, I lost my shit. I'm like, yes, the multiverse is real. Oh shit, never mind.
Oh,
No, I think it still is.
He does the whole thing, but then you find out what the illusion is, knowing he is the master of illusions. The real world implementation of how it would have worked was fucking phenomenal.
And that right there is.
I sound like I love this movie.
You do love parts of it, pal.
I love parts of it.
Yeah, but
That's
see
one of them.
that right there that you're talking about is the fucking goddamn gold bar of the MCU is taking these fucking outrageous goddamn characters and making them work.
taking a
And it all worked because of Barf.
taking a shitty little garbage bear and making him a hero.
Right, exactly. It's like kind of like I was just telling
Garbage
somebody the other day. I was talking about Cobra Kai. And 2 seasons now I've watched, and it's fucking great.
I haven't seen the second
And
season.
it by all means should not be great, right? This show should be shit, but it's fucking great, and that's what the MCU does with Mysterio or Rocket Raccoon or these characters that shouldn't be good.
Say it like you mean it, John. Rocket Raccoon, bitches.
Bitches. Yeah.
No one that listens now understands what that means.
Number one superfan does, who was supposed to be here with us tonight, but has not seen the fucking movie.
Loser.
So, no shit. That would have been fun.
Did John tell you, Chad? I was like, call him up and just say, hey, man, is there any chance you just want to hear us describe
I didn't want him to be spoiled. Yeah.
It would have been.
He
This
would
is a
just be
great.
sitting there
telling.
crying right now.
Well, he's as big as Superman. He's as big as Spider-Man.
If he was here, we might be further than the first act by now.
You know what? Fucking eat a dick. All right.
The sixth part, Far From Home.
He's as big. He's as big a Spider-Man fan as you are, and you guys keep derailing me. All right. So, I do want to talk. I do want to talk about Venice real quick, just because there's a part in it that I love. So Peter's trying to help. He does his fucking wonder powers activate. He's got his web shooters. I love that he shoots he's around a corner. And he comes around a corner and he shoots a web at the fucking water monster, and it just goes through him. He's just like, "Fuck! Now what do I do?" So he's basically crowd control, but I like
because he's like, "Shit, I'm out."
Yeah,
that's all I got.
I got nothing.
Like, that was it. I don't have a mask.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Punch the water?
Right. So Mysterio shows up and fights the water monster. Peter does save some people, and he gets up on top. I do like this line. He's like, Mister, I can help. I'm really strong and I'm sticky.
Yeah.
And he's got the like Mardi Gras looking mask on.
He didn't have that on yet.
Oh, he didn't have it on at that point?
Yeah.
No, not to ruin. Well, I'm not going to ruin anything because anybody listening has already seen it.
Right.
I just thought of this now. Now, Peter is making an attempt to help.
Yeah.
Or if somebody else had made an attempt to help down the line, what happens if when Peter shot that web, what happens if he caught one of the drones?
Right. Yeah. See,
what happens if you take a drone out?
Yeah.
What happens if Spider-Man goes towards the fire or the water?
All we can say
wet or burnt.
All we can say is it
Really
didn't happen
lucky.
yet. He would have got wet and burnt. He did get wet. He got punched. He got wet. As we'll find out later, the drones that are controlling all these illusions, they have weapons. They have all kinds of shit. So they're throwing water. They're doing fire. They're doing everything.
Yes. After knowing that part and looking back at this, thinking back to it, I'm like, there was a goddamn like practical tidal wave.
Yeah.
So are those drones flying down and hitting like repulsor rays against the water?
They must be. It's fucking Stark Tech, right?
Shit wasn't weapons hot until later in the movie, I thought.
It was, well, yeah. I'm assuming they had their own cache of drones, right? That they had stolen and or made themselves off of the same blueprints.
And later they took over the Stark Tech with Edith,
right?
Which we forgot
to do the big one.
We haven't got there yet.
He hasn't gotten
But
there.
that's why they needed the Stark drones was to use make the big one.
Make the giant one, the Voltron. Yeah, the Power Rangers, the Voltron, which I thought was a funny fucking scene too. All right, so anyway, he helps out with that. Fucking Mysterio defeats the fucking water monster, and he's back in the hotel, and that's the scene we see in the trailer where fucking
Ned comes in.
Ned comes in, and Nick Fury shoots him with the dart. And here's the thing, and we find out later, but this is something Mike and I were talking about, and Chad and I were talking about. Through this entire movie, we have Nick Fury and Maria Hill. And, well, at least for 2/3 of the movie and the beginning scene. And to me, through the entire movie, something was off. Nick Fury, especially.
Nick Fury is Sam it's a guy doing a Sam Jackson impersonation,
It really is through the entire thing. And again, something I noticed was
which
that
makes sense later on.
later
While you're
on,
watching it, you're like, man, he's being real
like,
Sam Jackson.
he's a real dick. You know, I mean, he's not as collected and I guess I like when I was watching it, he's talking about, like, I used to know everything. I had a spy network, blah, blah, blah. Now I got nothing. And I guess that's why I was like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. He's got nothing.
Took into account of like maybe it's the PTSD from being gone and all that. I'm like, all right.
But all I know is that, and with him and Maria too, they seemed like a couple to me through the entire thing, which pays off.
Well, and yeah,
Which
for the
brings
people-
me to my very first note that I took
Yeah.
was Hill has called Fury Nick several times. Nobody calls him Nick.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's either
I didn't know
Fury.
if I was writing that down because, hey, are
good
they
note,
a couple
Chad.
now?
Good note.
Or is
Yeah.
it what's going on?
It's either Fury or it's Colonel. You know,
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
and Maria Hill, Colby Smulders is
who is
often-
also as attractive as Marissa Tomei, by
Sure.
the way.
She
Yeah.
is often an asshole in these movies. She's take charge, no bullshit lady. But she's not the complete asshole she is in the next scene. And Peter, when Peter
the
shows
end
up,
scene, she's like sitting in the car, like smiling.
But he's talking about this next scene.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
the next scene when
Like Nick
Fury
takes
takes
him,
Peter.
like
to
Fury,
meet-
right,
yeah.
to meet Mysterio, where we find out that Mysterio is like he's from Earth, just not this Earth, you know. And by the way, he called this Earth 616, by the way, which is
Yes.
for people who don't know, the proper Marvel universe is Universe 616.
Well, now do you know which one he said he was from?
833.
Which is like Captain. I looked it up, and I don't remember because I didn't take a note.
Yeah.
But it's like we're like Captain Britain Spider-Man or something like the
Was
London.
it the punk Spider-Man?
I don't know.
The
I
British
just-
punk
I
Spider-Man?
looked it up and I was like, what did he say he was? Where is that?
Okay. All right. Well, I still think we're going to get a multiverse out of this, even though we find out that it's all bullshit. I think we're going to find out.
It's leading to like Secret Wars or
I think we're going to find out there's a multiverse, and I think that's probably how we're going to end up with mutants in the MCU. I'm probably wrong because bigger brains than me are thinking this shit up right now for Feige. But so yeah, they're in a bunker. They meet, and it's a really cool nerd moment with Peter when he says,
Like,
"My Earth was destroyed." And he's like, "Holy shit! There's a multiverse!" And he goes through the blah 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 blah. You know, and he turns and he looks, and Nick Fury and Maria are both looking at him like, "The fuck?" And he's like, "I'm sorry." And fucking this starts my fucking love affair with Quentin Beck, who's not Quentin Beck.
Don't
The
ever be
fucking-
afraid to be the smartest guy in the
Don't
room.
ever apologize for being the smartest man in the room, the smartest
Yeah.
person in the room.
Yep.
And that opens up. You see Peter's face light up when he says that.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not even that, because Peter's not an arrogant guy. We know that. He's like, oh shit, somebody appreciates me.
No,
Like,
but that is
but-
totally something that Stark would have said. Too.
that's what I'm saying. Somebody
Yeah.
appreciates me like Mr. Stark did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, fuck, it's all over.
New
I'm not just a dumb kid.
New daddy. Oh my god, fucking Jake Gyllenhaal is goddamn fried gold in this movie.
Okay. Well,
All
at
right.
this point,
He's
I
a
would
good
like,
guy.
I would like to introduce the new Three the Hard Way Brewing
Oh, sweet.
presents Mysterio, as in Mysterios Brew.
Goddamn, dude.
Damn, man.
Why am I drawing all the fucking logos?
That's a Humberto Ramos thing. I just re-edited it.
It's
so.
still cute. Love it.
I just cracked open my my fourth one here. New Glarus. Actually, my personal favorite of theirs.
Totally naked.
Totally naked.
Nice.
It's just a light. It's just a
John
light.
would like Quentin Beck if he was totally naked as well.
I might.
Ow.
I think I need to watch Brokeback Mountain now. I've never watched it. I think I need to now. Because I don't think I can quit Jake Gyllenhaal. I love him. I swear to God, I fucking love him in this movie. All right. And we'll get to the the switch. I love him before. I love him after. So we find out, yeah, blah, blah, blah. His world was destroyed. Fucking Nick is like, that's what we get the fucking. And that was another Sam Jackson, not Nick Fury thing with the, like, this isn't really my thing. I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's like, bitch, you've been to space.
Yeah. The only way it would have been more Sam Jackson if it was, motherfucker, space.
You've been to space.
Motherfucker, you got punched by Thanos.
And here's another thing to keep in mind.
If they weren't worried about like the PG-13 rating, I think they would have thrown in the motherfucker, you've been to space.
Like, and we found out how far you can push that. You can get to what the fuck, and then that's it. That's all you can do without a
That's how
PG-13.
both of these movies end.
Both of them. But we also get a little hint to the final credits scene when Peter's like, what about Thor? Off-world. Doctor Strange, unavailable. Captain Marvel, don't invoke her name.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a very strange thing for fucking Nick Fury to say.
Yeah.
Because Nick Fury's fucking badass Nick Fury.
Yeah.
He has no reverence for anyone.
Respect for her,
but not reverence.
Not as much as
someone else might have.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought the whole don't invoke her name was odd, but I let it slide because
Me too.
All right, they have a relationship.
God damn, they did such a good job hiding this.
They did.
In plain sight.
In plain goddamn sight, because we all three of us have said, we're like, what the fuck is wrong with Nick and Maria?
Yep.
But we went with it. All right. So Peter begs off. He's like, look, I can't do this.
He's like, I am a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Right. But not just that. He's like, I'm in fucking Europe. If Spider-Man shows up, my friends are going to see that I'm here. Spider-Man's here. They're going to know, and my fucking world is over.
And I want to hang out with the girl.
Right. I get it.
Teenage boy always comes down to
uncharacteristically, Nick Fury says, okay.
Yeah, sure thing.
That's fine. Go on back to your hotel. You're good. And I was like, bitch.
Like, once again, not a Nick Fury thing.
I knew. I'm like, all right, so what's going to happen?
Yeah. So they're supposed to go to, where were they going next? Fucking Germany or something?
No, they were going to Paris.
They were supposed to go to France.
That was because that was Peter's plan, was to get MJ at the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Top of the Eiffel Tower with the Black Dahlia. Yep.
Right. And suddenly, fucking Martin Starr is like, hey, we got an upgrade. I fought with those bitches, and we're going to Prague, which is where fucking Nick Fury wanted Peter to go.
Yep.
So that's
he's like, I think Nick Fury just hijacked our summer vacation.
And that's the scene from the fucking trailer. Yeah.
And that basically was like, oh, okay, this is totally Nick Fury, because that's just something he would do.
Yeah.
He wouldn't give up unless he knew it's like giving up your pawn because I'm going to get your queen. It's like
right. And can I just talk real quick? I keep saying this is what we saw in the trailer. Can I talk about how good the fucking trailers were at not revealing shit?
Oh, dude, the trailers looked great, but I'm like, really? A friggin' water monster? That's the best they can come up with?
And nothing that
Hydro Man.
Nothing that actually happened in this fucking movie was revealed in the trailer.
Dude, they cut an entire scene.
Yeah,
the fucking,
the whole one when the cops are like, "Are you gonna be the next Iron Man?" and he's all flipping.
Like, I got to do your job. Yeah.
The cool ass webs and shit. Man, for like 3 days after I watched the movie, I was like, "Did I fall asleep? Did I not?" I wasn't feeling good when I went to the movie.
Hey, they did an excellent job of releasing a trailer that made you excited for the movie, but didn't tell you shit about what was going to happen.
And that's what trailers are supposed to do.
Absolutely.
For the last 10 or 15 years, every trailer that comes out for blockbusters, it's like, okay, I just saw the movie.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah.
And the shit that they did put in, like, I'm not from your world. And everyone's like, multiverse. They're like, nah, fuck you. Just kidding. Third act, changed our mind.
Yeah. They did a lot of shit in this movie that blows my mind. But yeah, so they end up in Prague. There's he puts on the glasses while they're driving. We didn't talk about that. Nick gives
Yes.
Edith.
Peter some glasses, which is the best
Even
goddamn acronym. He puts his fucking glasses on. An AI comes up named Edith.
Even dead,
Dead,
I'm the hero.
Oh my god, that is so fucking. That is not only just Tony Stark. That is fucking Robert Downey Jr.
it was perfect.
It was absolutely perfect. So Edith, even dead, I'm the hero. So now Peter has control of a shit ton of Stark tech. Okay. He's got a satellite. He's got fucking AI. It came with a note that said, "For the next Iron Man, I trust you," which makes Peter think, "Fuck, I guess I got to be the next Iron Man." Right? That's what he's thinking. So he's on the bus. The glasses show him everybody who's texting on their phones. Fucking, there's a little tidbit in there, Flash Thompson saying, "Mother, I haven't talked to you in a while. Have you talked to Father?" Very strange. I'm telling you, that is a thread that is not going away.
No, yeah, because it's set up like that point, the very end of the movie. It kind of reiterates.
So something's going on with Flash. I can't see Flash becoming Agent Venom, this Flash, but who knows?
No.
So they're on the bus.
But this Flash could easily become Harry Osborn.
That's what I was thinking. That was absolutely what I was thinking, is that what if he's adopted and his fucking father is goddamn Norman Osborn?
Could be.
Or
Mary Jane's Michelle Jones. And,
I don't think we can get that close to Peter again, because we did it with Vulture. So I don't see that happening, but I can totally see this Flash Thompson being adopted.
Oh, I didn't mean MJ is the daughter of Norman. I meant
okay.
like they just completely changed the character's name.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's who it is.
I gotcha. Okay.
Like Flash Thompson is
Harry Osborn.
Harry Osborn.
Right.
Yeah.
See, well, it's so funny
right.
that you said that, though, because I absolutely thought that by the end of the movie, that I'm like, holy shit, are they setting him up to be fucking Hobgoblin or his dad to be Norman Osborn? Okay.
I've been waiting for fucking Hobgoblin forever.
Well, we kind of got it in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, no, we got it in Spider-Man 2 as well, right? Or 3. 3.
No.
Yeah, we got Harry.
Yes, you did. You did get Harry.
Yeah, they didn't call him Hobgoblin, but
yeah.
But he was using Goblin tech.
Goblin tech. Yeah, fuck those fucking Raimi movies. I love Sam Raimi, but fuck those movies.
That's all we had, man.
I know.
Anyway,
there's a little stop on the way to Prague to get fuel and use the bathroom. JB Smooth has diarrhea.
Because who doesn't when you're on vacation?
He's got to find the fucking bathroom. Peter gets off the bus. The henchman for Nick Fury is driving the bus. Not henchman.
The new driver, Dimitri.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the chameleon's first name is Dimitri, correct?
Yes.
All
yes,
right.
And his brother in the comics is Kraven the motherfucking Hunter.
Who they're talking about right now as being the next villain in the next Spider-Man movie is being Kraven.
This dude, Dimitri, just happens to disappear later in the movie. Like, we don't know where he goes. We never see him again.
Right. So that's what I was thinking when I said, I was like, Dimitri.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, he stops Peter as he's getting off the bus, and he points to this little room over here. There's
go over there. There's a hot blonde that wants to
cute
undress
blonde German girl in the door. So he goes in there, and
I have made you suit.
Yeah, I have made your suit. Yes. Take off clothes. Take off clothes and put
Peter's
on
just
suit.
Like, what?
Yeah. But he does. So he takes his pants off. Fucking full-grown Asian guy walks in while he's doing it, takes a goddamn picture of him with his pants down with this fucking girl and says, I'm telling MJ.
I know you like MJ. I'm going to tell her. Listen, snitch. Snitches get stitches.
This is a bitch move by full-grown Asian guy, okay?
Snitches don't get stitches. Snitches get sprayed up against the wall with web fluid and left off the fucking bus. That's what happens to snitches.
Peter's a good guy, though. And also,
And as soon as that web fluid dissolves, he's still texting that picture. To
Can I also point out real quick that this is the first Spider-Man we've ever had with a New York accent, by the way?
yes.
Can I point that out?
Why
Andrew
this kid
Garfield, his came and went.
His was a like a ghetto accent.
It was kind of a ghetto Bronx. It
Yeah.
came and went.
It's definitely this kid has fucking got it. Anyway, so he's got this picture and he's like, man, you can't do that. He's like, I got to, man. She needs to know. So they get back on the bus. Peter puts his glasses on and he's like, Edith, I need you to delete this picture. And Edith is like, is he a target? And he's like,
yes.
yeah, because he's 16. Okay, he is 16 years old with the technology to destroy the fucking world. Okay.
Well, I don't think he understood. Is he a target? Well, yeah, he's my target.
It's like, yeah, he's a target.
Yeah, but he's 16. God damn, Tony. What the fuck?
Which launches a drone strike. Not a lot of drones, though. Just one single drone.
From the satellite.
Like, Edith is smart enough to be like, we only need one for a 16-year-old Peter.
And what I thought was funny, I don't remember the way they said it. After the whole, near miss, he manages to destroy the drone so Asian kid doesn't die.
Oh, look, baby goats.
Yeah. What did Edith ask him? Edith asked him something. Oh my God. That was the one thing I didn't take a note on. But Edith asked him a question, something to the effect of, whether or not are you satisfied or do it again? And he said, yeah.
No. She asked, are you sure he's the target? And somebody said, Peter, did you just talk to me or something like that? And he goes, no. And Edith heard that and went, okay, and continued with the
because what's happening is Peter is like, Edith, stop the drone strike, stop the attack.
Oh, yeah, but this was afterwards. When
Flash or something is like...
When he finally destroyed the drone, Edith asked him something, and I don't remember, and he answered, but it was off the cuff, and it was it was almost like a trick question, but they didn't go for the joke to where the way he answered it was, I think Edith should have sent another one.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, and the whole thing's happening, and the glasses fall off, and Flash puts them on, and he's like,
he fucking knocks Flash out.
And he's like,
did you just punch Flash? No.
he just like flicked him
and just knocked him the fuck out. Then hops through the skinniest like sunroof exit hatch, which he happened to be right underneath.
Right. Well, I mean, come on,
I get it. You know, hey, it's a boy who swings around the city. I can let some shit slide.
It's like even into the Spider-Verse, I love, but when they leave Miles webbed up in his little fucking dorm or whatever, and they take off and they show them taking off, like they jump, like all the different Spider-Men, Spider-Pig, Spider whatever, Spider-Gwen, they jump off a building and they web to nothing and they swing. All right, so I'll take this. I'll take that. Yeah, he just happened to be under the fucking thing. He tells everybody, "Oh, look at the baby goats." He jumps up,
pops out,
he webs the fucking drone,
pops back down. Everything's good.
Right. But it's all good because
then he gets Edith to actually delete.
Yeah, at some point he figures out how Edith works. Because
he's like, I need to watch what I say around her. Yeah. It's just like Alexa, she doesn't understand my fucking voice commands.
Because there's a full-grown Asian boy going, it was right here. He's trying to show Mary Jane. He's like, it was right here. I swear to God, it was right here. Yeah. So that's the first point we get an inkling that MJ has a suspicion.
Uh-huh.
All right. I think that's the first point we get, that is that she has a suspicion as to what's going on. They're in Prague now. There's a fucking carnival going on.
Yep.
Everybody's excited. They got a huge fucking beautiful hotel.
Yep.
Because Nick Fury arranged it all. Or we think it's Nick Fury.
Or did he?
Or is he getting some rays in space? Where are my shoes? Woman, Where are my super shoes? All right. So Prague's going on. There's a fucking carnival. Peter gets invited back, and now he's okay with doing it because he's got the suit. It's a different suit. It's a dark suit. Maybe they won't tell it's fucking Spider-Man, although, come on. It's got the goddamn eyes.
It's Night Monkey.
It's Night Monkey.
It's Night Monkey.
Nocta Monkey.
The offshoot Spider Monkey. Could have been if he just stumbled around a little bit and did one of these, he could have been Drunk Monkey.
A little Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
All right,
all kinds of things.
So Peter says, okay, I'm going to help with this, but he uses Edith to make sure that his friends are okay. So Edith gives them all fucking opera tickets. I don't know how Edith does it. There's a really cool scene before that, though, that I talked to you about. One of my favorite lines in this movie. Fucking Fury goes off on Peter about the attempted murder of tall Asian boy.
Yeah.
And so Peter leaves. He's sitting up at the top of a roof. He's already agreed to do whatever. And Gyllenhaal, Quentin Beck, flies up and he's like, "Hey, Fury wanted me to come up here and make sure you're okay. He feels a little bad about yelling at you." And Peter's like, "Really?" He's like, You do have sarcasm on your planet, right? Yeah. On your world. I'm like, God, that was one of my favorite fucking lines in the fucking movie.
Okay, not for nothing. Now I'm thinking about it right this second. Wasn't actually him. That was a fucking hologram.
Until he sat down? Well, I guess, yeah. How the fuck did he
get up there? No, he can't fly. How's he fly?
How do you know? He's got all the fucking Stark tech. He could fly.
I guess.
He can shoot lasers from his fucking hands.
Yeah.
And he's got a cape.
Yeah, and he's got the whole globy thing. He can fly. It's just the suit. The suit itself is a hologram.
That's a good question, though. Was that actually him, or was that a hologram?
Was it a hologram?
Huh.
Either way, it doesn't matter. It's not like they touch. He doesn't reach over and tap his shoulder, right?
No, he doesn't touch him at all. Actually, if I think about, about it,
you would think he'd have to be able to fly somewhat, because why risk going up and sitting right next to the guy?
Yeah, and we're getting ahead of ourselves on the fucking reveal here, but obviously he's got Stark tech. So if he stole all this other Stark tech, did he not steal repulsors? Did he not, I mean, maybe that I don't know. But come to think of it, I don't remember him actually touching him in the scene. And
I just
knowing
right this second.
Knowing Marvel the way I know it, that was intentional. That he didn't touch him. All right.
Because somebody, if they deserved a paycheck on this movie, was like, well, he's got to be a hologram at that point, right?
Yeah. Right.
And somebody's like, cut the part where he taps him on the shoulder.
Cut the hand job. Cut it.
Oh, shit. Well, what are we going to do with the scene where they like hug each other and Peter cries? Just all right. Cut it.
But this scene again sets up the mentor.
Yes.
Sets up the beautiful fucking him saying, like, I know what he wants me to do. And Quentin says, what do you want?
Well, and once again, I understand. Iron Man, big deal throughout the world. Save the world, if you will, even though it was the Hulk who snapped and brought everybody back.
Yeah, but Tony took out Thanos.
Yeah, there's murals of Tony everywhere. Captain America, I understand maybe not being in Prague. Whatever. Still think there should have been a mural in Queens or something. That's all. Whatever.
He's from Brooklyn.
Whatever.
Well, anyway, this sets up the mentorship, the mentor thing again, which made me really, 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 really fucking want Mysterio to be a good guy in this.
You knew he wasn't gonna be.
I know, but it made me want them.
Goddamn Mysterio.
It made me think maybe, fuck it, maybe they maybe they did it. Maybe they went, fuck it, we'll turn him into a good guy.
Okay.
Anyway, Peter goes back. So now he has a mission because the fire monster is the last one. The fire elemental is the last one, and it's going to show up here in Prague. And so the rest of the students go to the fucking opera. Peter is there with the fucking students, and
Yeah.
real sweet moment with MJ.
Yeah, him and MJ are getting close. All of a sudden, she's
Close.
like,
She's
"I would
going to
like
save
to
him a
sit next
spot.
to you."
Yeah,
Yep.
she's going to save him a seat. They're going to get the fucking binoculars, and he has to leave because he's got a mission. And
He's
fucking
like, "Tell Ned, tell her I
Tell
gotta
him-
go take a shit or something."
tell him I'm sick. Yeah, Nick Fury's in his ear. So he leaves, but she sees him leave.
And she's like, "Oh, what's that?" And she leaves as well.
She's like, "Bitch, I'm fucking following this shit." So she gets up, and then Betty Brant's like, "Oh, is she going to the carnival? We should go to the carnival." And Ned's like, "No, we shouldn't."
But he's got a blonde girlfriend for the first time, and she said we're going, and he was like, "Okay,
He's
dear."
like, "I'm a fat bastard with a little dick. I'm gonna do what she say."
Chances are we're going to get killed, but if I don't get killed, she might look at my wiener.
She
All right, let's go.
might, she might kiss it.
Story of my life.
Yeah. Story of all of our lives.
So they all leave the fucking opera. There's a really cool scene, I think. Peter gets into the bell tower or wherever he's supposed to be. Nick Fury asks, "Are you okay?" There's a little cute scene with him. He's like, "Yeah, the suit's great. It's a little tight in the web shooter."
Little tight in the web shooter.
I loved that suit.
Yeah, that little stealth suit. That's pretty cool. The eyes flip up. But honestly, how do you know it's not Spider-Man?
Very Spider-Man noir. He just needed a trench coat and a hat.
Yeah, noir. Yeah, definitely. And Nick Cage.
Yeah.
But wherever I go, the wind follows. Fucking love that. There's a really neat scene, I think, when the shit goes down and the lava monster comes out, and Spider-Man says, "Hey, he's here. Like, I got him right here. Here, we got to go." And fucking Mysterio says, "On your lead, Spider-Man."
Spider-Man. Yeah.
I fucking love that. Oh,
Once
no.
again,
Oh,
once
there's-
again, another Tony Stark type thing.
Yeah, and there's another scene that I love because earlier when they're in the fucking bunker or whatever, he calls him Mysterio because they see him on the news, and the Spanish people or the Italian people call him, Mysterio La
De los
Mancha.
Mysterios.
Yeah.
Or
And I was like,
something.
"Oh, that just means man of mystery," but they call him Mysterio, so he calls him Mysterio. And then later on, when they meet later, he's like, "Well, Mr. Beck," he's like,
Mysterio.
"I'm Mysterio." He does that really goofy look on his face. I'm like,
Yeah.
God, I fucking love this man. I love him so much. I
Yeah.
want him to be real. God damn it. So yeah, they fight the fucking lava monster. Ned and Betty are on the fucking Ferris wheel. They're gonna die. Betty looks down and says, "Hey, isn't that Spider-Man?" Ned says, "No, that's a European knockoff." Oh yeah, what's his name? Night Monkey.
Night Monkey.
So she starts yelling, "Night Monkey, help me!" Night
Which
Monkey.
there is no Night Monkey in the Marvel world.
No.
There
Well,
is a Spider Monkey or Spider Ape.
There's a Night Thrasher.
There's an ape world with the Ape Avengers.
All right, moving on to a new beer here. Chad, are you still looking at your notes?
I
Sweeten
was
Creek,
scrolling through there.
Sweeten Creek Brewing, which Sweeten Creek, this is Asheville. This is Burn Dogger Brown Ale. He's a good pupper. It's a big sweetie.
Brown ale.
Burn Dogger.
Look at him,
Burn
Chad.
Dogger.
Chad, look.
It's a big sweetie.
He's a big sweetie.
Yeah, much like the kids saw the thing and mislabeled him as Mysterio and came up with the cool name.
Right. So he
Back in the beginning of the movie, when they see Hydra Man, which isn't Hydra Man,
yeah,
they're like, "Yeah, BuzzFeed had a thing
it's good.
about this guy that got his powers from like an underwater generator, which is how Hydra Man
Hydra
gets
Man,
his powers."
yeah.
And you're like, "Oh shit!" But no,
Yeah.
it's fucking hologram.
That was a little bit more of hero worship from Flash Thompson too.
Yes, yeah.
He's like, "Oh, Spider-Man could take him," and MJ's like, "What is your deal with Spider-Man? What?
Sup, Dick?
He protects
Yeah.
protects the neighborhood, you know?" Yeah. And then Peter walks in. "Sup, Dick?" Yeah,
He's a real cool guy.
yeah, yeah. So they fight the fire monster. Peter shoots a web to stop the Ferris wheel from falling, and it hits something. It hits
Yes.
something strange. And he says, "What the fuck?" or whatever. And
He's like,
then
"Oh shit, what is that?"
yeah, but then there's too much going on, so he goes back to saving. In the meantime, that piece that he hit falls off. Mary Jane picks it up.
MJ picks it
sorry,
up.
MJ, sorry.
Jay.
So, and then Quentin Beck's like, "Oh man, it's too big. We can't stop it." And Peter's like, "What are we gonna do?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do what I should have done on my
What I
world."
should have done initially.
Yeah. And he fucking goes in and he fucking destroys the thing, but he's still alive. And Peter goes over. He's like, "Oh my God, you're still alive. I'm so happy." He stands up. Fury comes over and says, "I want you guys in Berlin. I'd like you, Spider-Man, but you're not, good enough, whatever." And then Mysterio says, "Let's go have a drink." And Peter says, "I'm not 21," which I thought was fucking awesome.
Technically, he is.
Well, technically, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we don't find anything creepy with the handsome bearded dude being like, "Hey, minor, who I know is a minor, let's go get you a beer."
Jake Gyllenhaal could take me for a beer anytime.
So
Brokeback
here,
Spidey.
here comes my
I just can't quit you,
major
Jake
problem.
Gyllenhaal.
This is my major problem with the entire plot of this film.
Okay,
problem?
what's that?
Major problem?
Major problem.
Major problem.
Mysterio's entire plan is to get Peter to hand the glasses over to him.
Mm-hmm.
How did he know that Peter was getting the glasses?
Because he worked for Stark and like everybody on his team has something to do with Stark. Somebody had to know.
Yeah.
Somebody had to know.
Ralphie from A Christmas Story knew.
You know what? I know where you're going with this, and I agree. And at that point in the movie, I didn't realize
This is, Tony might, his tech I could see getting slipped away or stolen, but Tony is not going to let shit like secret identities and stuff like that just.
I have an answer for you.
Good, I hope you do, because I didn't think about it.
He didn't know that Edith even existed at this point earlier in the film until he's sitting there. He knows Edith exists. He knows what the program is because they wrote it.
And because Fury probably told him.
Yeah.
About the glasses.
And he sees him give Peter the glasses. So from that point till now, all of these orchestrated things and him befriending Peter are the object of getting the glasses.
That because it was Earth, Wind, Fire, Water, and that was the end of their whole story.
Our powers combined.
And then once he gets the ability to get Edith, he can hang it up and
like,
make
all right, we got to do this. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not Wu-Tang.
Okay.
It's not Power Rangers. It's Voltron.
We form like Voltron, and the RZA just happens to be the head,
The
John.
RZA.
You knew Wu-Tang, you would know. Same diff.
All right, John, I'm starting my last of the 6-pack. This is a new one.
All right.
They're Cooler. Kuhler.
All right. I call bullshit emulets. All right. God damn it. Stop throwing emulets on stuff that's fucking or umlauts.
Umlauts.
Well, they're a German family, German beer.
Dude, this puppy beer is really, really, really tasty, and I'm gonna get more.
This may be possibly the first beer from New Glarus I hate.
I haven't had one I don't like yet. I have one left. I think it's from Upcountry.
It smells weird.
Try it.
I had to write it down. It was brewed in 2017. It was aged for a year and a half in oak casks.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Now listen to the description of what their cooler is. It starts off as a lambic-style sour blonde ale.
Lambic?
Lambic. I don't know what the fuck lambic is.
Fuck a sour.
But yeah, exactly. It starts off as a sour blonde ale. After aging in oak tanks, it's infused with tea and lime juice. What the fuck?
Your beer
thank
got
you.
teabagged.
Oh!
I am holding off on my last 3 the Hard Way Brewing beer.
Oh, you only have one
drinking-
left?
Yes, and drinking cherry Pepsi.
I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
Yes, it is the Marauders map, which is
How is it, Chad?
yet another franchise. Huh?
I'm confused.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get back to the movie. They're in the bar, right?
They're in the bar. They have a tender moment.
Peter is drinking lemonade.
Max drinking a beer.
Glasses fall out of his pocket, which I thought was weird. Like,
Yes. Why has he got him in the stealth suit?
yeah, and why do they fall out of his pocket? Because the lady walks up and says, "Oh, you dropped these," but even he was like, "Seriously, those were on the floor? What the fuck?" Even Mysterio's like that.
Yeah.
I do love this interaction. I love this mentor. Peter, what do you want?
I want to be with the girl.
Like I love the girl. I want to kiss the girl. I want to take her to the top of the Empire State Building or fucking
Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower. God damn. 5 fucking drinks in.
5 drinks in 1 act.
Yeah. This is 2/3 of an act. Thank you. 2/3 of the movie. So he puts the glasses on, like Mysterio says, "Oh, put them on," and like just fucking charm out the goddamn ass from Mysterio, right? He's like, "Oh, I gotta admit, they look really stupid," and he's like, "Well, why don't you try them on?" And like Mysterio didn't know this was gonna happen, right? Like he's a fucking groomer, all right? He's a fucking pedophile groomer.
He's like, "Are you sure you don't want a spiked lemonade, Peter?"
But he's like, he totally knows what he's doing.
And dude, even when he put them on, he looked like Tony Stark.
Even for a second, I was like, okay, this is where they do it. He becomes a good guy, and he becomes the new fucking Iron Man.
It was a beard, a tightly cropped beard instead
with
of the
glasses.
Yes.
And I was like,
glasses and shit. Yes,
I'm all for it. And Peter says, "Fuck, that's what Tony meant when he said, for the next Iron Man, I trust you." It means not that he's supposed to be the next Iron Man. I got to pick Iron Man.
Because I'm a kid and I'm fucking stupid.
I'm 16 years
You're
old.
supposed to do it.
And I'm going to pick this guy that I met 2 days ago. Because he's got a beard and he's been nice to me.
He's 16 years old and he's stupid. Yes.
So he turns over control of Edith to Quentin Beck. And Quentin says, okay. And Peter walks away. And as he's walking away, everything in the bar starts to fucking digitize.
Yep.
And
which is fucking amazing.
Really fucking cool.
Did you see a couple of the bar patrons that were really confused?
They were all part of it. No, I didn't see that.
There was I swear there was like 1 or 2 bar patrons that were like looking around going like
that would have been cool.
What the hell?
I think for the most part it was everybody who was in on it, and then like fake ones.
I didn't even think it was like a real bar at that point.
No, it was a real bar. It just got spruced up. So yeah, so the bar digitizes away, and the only people left are people who are in with Mysterio, and Mysterio says, "Well, that wasn't so hard." Pulls off the glasses, and now we have
I told you it would work moment.
And now we have the 180 fucking degree turn of Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie, and I still goddamn love him.
Which was amazing, though.
He's psychotic. He's off the fucking hook, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, I wanted him as a hero. Now I want him as a villain even more.
I will tell you, whether it's the Netflix Marvel shows or most of the Marvel MCU movies, the fucking villains are on point with this shit.
And he monologues for entirely too long, and I goddamn love it.
Just like a comic book.
He like you were talking about.
It's like a page and a half of exposition.
Like you were talking about exposition.
Goddamn villain.
Like show don't tell. This was tell, no fucking show, and I fucking sucked it up.
He was like back when fucking Tony Stark's, when Obadiah Strange yelled at you.
Yeah. Tony Stark made this in a cave with scraps. And fucking Ralphie from Christmas Story is like, I'm not Tony Stark. And he's back.
And then he's, and Jake Gyllenhaal's like, my whole life's work, and he names it Barf.
So we get a flashback to that. We get a flashback to Civil War with the fucking therapy, and we find out Mysterio, who knows what his real fucking name is. He called himself Quentin Beck. Who knows what his name is?
I choose to believe that's his real name.
He's the one who designed Barf.
Yep.
And was completely
was that? I'm trying to remember. That was actually part of a
Civil War.
That was Civil War?
Yeah, that was
Did
the
he
beginning of
call
Civil
it
War.
Did he call it Barf?
He called it Barf.
He did,
It was
He's like, yeah.
It was an acronym, and he said what it was. He's like, which is Barf. Really got to work on that name, you know. But we show backstage in this. We show the same fucking scene from Civil War. There's no new Tony Stark, no new Robert Downey Jr. footage. It's from the movie, but we show Quentin Beck backstage going, Barf? What the fuck? So we find out Tony fucking fired him because he was unstable. He fired a whole bunch of other people. They all got together and said, fuck it, we're going to be the next Iron Man. There's no Iron Man. We're going to be the next Iron Man.
Excuse me real quick. Barf. Binarily augmented retro framing. I had to look it up. I was like, what the fuck does it stand for? I can't think of it.
So we find out there's a whole fucking crew. There's Peter Billingsley, Ralphie from Christmas Story, from the first Iron Man who got yelled at by Obadiah Stane.
Yep.
He's back, which I thought was a hell of a pull.
It's like 11 years later, dude. Like, I'm back in a movie.
And his poor Peter Billingsley.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what part they're going to ask you to be cast in a Marvel movie now. It's like, hey, we want you to be a janitor. It's like, but I'm an Oscar-winning actor. It's like, believe me, it's going to pay off. Just mop the floor in the background of this.
We'll bring you back 12 years later. Yeah.
For a bigger role.
Poor Peter Billingsley with the fake fucking bald, because he has hair. So, so he's back. He's working with Quentin. There's a whole bunch of people. There's a guy who created the script of the multiverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is amazing.
Right. It's like a fucking stroke of genius. Yeah. Kudos. So they're all working together just to get the glasses. And honestly, they are working to become the premier superhero of the world.
Because, and the reason being, no one listens to you unless you have a cape. So if they can create this alternate reality where dude's a superhero and he's like, global warming's bad, all of a sudden people are going to be like, fucking global warming's bad.
Mysterio told me global warming is bad.
It's bad.
Absolutely.
What does Mysterio do?
Elements.
What does Mysterio do? Let's just say his plan worked. What does he do when something bad actually happens?
That's a really good fucking point.
He doesn't show up. He's like, I'm off world.
Oh man, I'd love to go, but I got to pick up my dry cleaning. Why don't you call Thor?
You know what though? Seriously though, with the fucking drones, he could probably handle it, unless it was Thanos.
And he's not even there.
Right? Yeah.
Fucking Vulture attacks New York again. He gets out of jail. All of a sudden, the drones come in and fucking assassinate him.
But it looks
no problem.
But it looks like
Mysterio's doing it. Yeah.
All right. So that is the key.
Green smoke and some fucking Doctor Strange shit.
That's what he's working for. And like seriously, if it continued on, Doctor Strange would have some words with him because he'd be like, "This, whatever you're doing with the green shit,
isn't working for me.
That's not magic."
Well, in the comics too. In the comics, like he's a failed
special effects artist.
Yeah. But he does dabble in magic. Some of the shit was real at certain points.
All right, that's cool. Well, this one's not
here. No.
This one's psychotic, and this is the first glimpse we get of how goddamn psychotic he is. And everybody in that room that he is saluting should have been like, "This guy's off his nut." Every single one of them should have been like, "It's time to leave."
But they're equally as wrapped up in it at this point.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, they are. So
where are we up to? Are we up to the weapons test when he's planning the new?
Not yet. That's the next part. Yeah. So, he's planning the next bullshit, and realizes that part of the fucking one of the drones is gone.
Yeah. He's like, it needs to be bigger.
Yeah. So they turn the weapons up. That's when we find out the fucking drones are destroying everything and causing the tidal waves and all the fire and blah, blah, blah. He does kind of lose his shit when he realizes part of the drone's gone, and he turns the drones on his crew.
Yeah, and they're all fucking targeting them.
That's a little fucked up. So Mysterio's a bad guy. He's got all these groups together. They're all former Stark employees. This is a big fucking twist that we all knew was coming. But in my case, I didn't want to come. Because I did want him to be the fucking good guy. And
we didn't know how it was coming.
Right. But it's done really well, right? I mean,
like, honestly, like, you see that first drone comes down from the Stark satellite, and you're like, all right, yeah, it's gonna kill that Asian dude on the bus. You don't think really anything of it. And then you're like, motherfuckers using all these same drones.
Yeah, like, that's a giant goddamn satellite, and one tiny little section of it spat out a drone. The entire fucking satellite has drones, and now
he's got control of
Mysterio
all
has control of all of them.
Not just the 22 that he had, or however many.
But in the meantime, Peter goes back to the fucking hotel. Ned's in his fucking. This is the thing that bothered me. Ned is in a robe with no clothes on underneath. Obviously, He talks to Peter. Peter says, "Hey, it's all good. We're all good. Everything's taken care of." Betty Brant says, "Ned," and Ned says, "Coming," with just a robe on, and goes off. That bothered me because I'm like,
the 16-year-olds don't fuck.
But no, I'm just saying, JB Smoove, fucking Martin Starr, nobody saw this. JB Smoove's there bitching about. He's always talking about fucking witches already.
He is worried about witches, and he's probably still shitting his brains out. And the other dude's like, my wife blipped. She fake blipped. He's in his room crying.
Well, okay, so Peter
maybe Ganji / Ned wasn't naked. Maybe he had bathing suit on. Betty was like, "Oh, Nedley,"
let's go swimming.
Yeah, let's go to the hot tub.
Peter and MJ have a moment, and Peter says, "Meet me outside. Let's go for a walk." And they go for a walk, and Peter wants to tell her that he likes her.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "I just have to tell you that I," and she says, "am Spider-Man."
I'm Spider-Man.
And he's like, "What? No, I'm not Spider-Man." Which I thought was fucking great. The way he did that. Like, "Oh, no, I'm not Spider-Man. What the fuck?"
What are you talking about?
And she's like, "Dude, seriously, like, you disappear all the time. Fucking
Washington. You disappeared. Spider-Man showed up."
And he's like, no. He's like, "Well, yeah, you were here." And he's like, "No, that was Night Monkey." And so she fucking pulls out the goddamn fucking thing that he thwipped. And says,
I guess Night Monkey has the same goddamn spider webs, you bastard.
You
didn't say it exactly like that, but that's my movie. That's why Marvel doesn't hire me.
Right there, though, Peter fucking realizes, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Because they dropped that shit.
I made a mistake.
Right, they dropped that fucking thing that she has, and it starts showing the fucking Cyclone with the face.
Well, yeah, and I guess the idea is, okay, it broke off, it glitched to an older image, but that is not what he was fighting.
That was Mexico.
It broke off. I know.
Yeah.
But shouldn't it have been?
They're all programmed. They're all programmed.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't see a problem with that.
Okay.
Chad, do you see a problem with that?
Yes, I do. Because even
Chad.
The least tech savvy of us three know enough to delete the old shit before you put the new shit on there.
But see, for expedience sake and from a production standpoint, that drone is going to have everything on it you might ever possibly need. Especially because it's built by Stark, which means it's got probably a million fucking gigs.
It's got way more hard drive in my laptop.
It just doesn't have a smart card they pull out and pull into it.
No, it's got some fucking
shit.
I
need to put lasers in this monster's eyes. We're gonna have to delete 2 songs off of this disc.
No, he's got transwarp galactic, fucking liquid bubble memory. Yeah, no, it's got everything on there.
I bet
So-
you Stark Tech mixtapes don't get hit by YouTube. That's all I'm saying.
Topical.
If
So
there was any monster I wanted to see them come up with,
Oh.
it was this one.
oh, what's that?
That is a
Fantasy
kitty
Fa-
cat riding a
Fantasy Factory
unicorn,
out of Madison, Wisconsin.
puking a
Fantasy-
rainbow.
Fantasy Factory?
Fantasy Factory out of
Oh, it looks like Factory.
John, stop talking. So
No,
Chad-
seriously.
Chad, talk so it blows up big so I can see
No,
it.
wait. Oh, don't do that. All right, Chad, you talk, and Mike, tell me if that says factory or factory. Chad, talk.
Chad, talk.
Okay, Chad's talking. Fantasy Factory. You got Ninja Kitty with guns. You got a little.
It does look like fantasy.
It kind of does.
Fantasy factory.
Fantasy factory.
Yeah. Well, the horse's legs are in front of it.
It's a
Oh,
unicorn.
that's a
bitch.
unicorn.
Oh, sorry, unicorn.
Christ.
That's a unicorn breathing fire with lasers
Out its
coming out
nose?
of its eyes. Damn it!
And it's got like red glowy eyes like Superman,
Yeah,
like
with a cat with a pistol.
Superman.
It's
The
Brexit.
cat.
That's a goddamn IPA right there.
I'm sorry, Chad. In the hood, we call that a cat with a gat,
Cat with a gat.
As a cat with a gat.
not a cat with a pistol.
All right, so we've determined that the fucking drones have a bajillion gigs on them. Peter's like, what the fuck? What is this? And like, who would do this? And then it goes off again, and same thing, but you see Mysterio come around. This is for my family. And he's like, suddenly he's like, oh fuck. And this is one of my favorite parts in this movie, when he just turns around and he goes, I am Spider-Man, and I really fucked up.
He's like, wait a minute, you are really? I was only 66% sure.
Yeah, that was fucking
Like-
great.
Like, where'd you come up with that number? Like,
Like, I was only 67% sure. But he's like, I just love how he did that. He's like, I am Spider-Man.
I fucked up. I got to go handle something.
And
gotta go
I
find
love
Fury.
I loved how dumb and cheesy the whole Mysterio, this is for my family. Like after the third time I heard, the first time I'm like, okay, he's got a backstory.
Yeah, he turns his fucking wedding ring, you know,
Yeah.
when he's talking about him.
And then the second time I'm like, all right, come on, man, really? Just,
Yeah, so does he do the family thing every
and
fight?
then they do the turn, and then he's out there and he says it the third time, and you're like, oh fuck, this is so stupid. Why did it was so cheesy that it was like it almost seemed obvious at that point.
I loved it. I loved everything about this movie.
Those are some
It was
amazing
perfect.
holograms. Like Stark Tech is the shit because I can't get my fucking cell phone to record you guys on here without it like glitching out and looking weird.
It's not
But
Star Trek.
you know, every one of them kids was like Instagram, Water Monster, Instagram, Tornado Monster, Cyclone. Sorry.
Fire Monster. Cyclones in Mexico.
You know, like, and all those went up just fine. Holy shit, Chad disappeared.
Yeah,
Fucking snap again. Wrong movie, Chad. Wrong
Chad,
movie.
did you blip?
No, he didn't blip.
No, he didn't blip.
Bloop.
Motherfucker. What the fuck is he doing?
Wait, let's see if we can snap him back in. Ah, there he is.
My goddamn cat.
I fucking Incredible Hulk you, dude. You're welcome.
I am drunk LL. All right, so Spidey figures out there you go. Spidey figures out he fucked up.
He goes to find Fury.
Well, yeah, but he realizes his phones are tapped. I mean, he gets kind of smart here. You know, he does realize that he doesn't have anybody he can turn to. Maybe Nick Fury, so he's got to go find him.
Yep.
But Nick Fury finds him. And
Or does he?
dun, dun,
Or does
dun. So he takes him to an abandoned warehouse that's really nice and like an office.
Yeah. They walk
go
in the outside.
upstairs.
It's like shitty looking, and then they go into this room, and it's like way decked out.
Yeah. And in the middle of him trying to explain to Nick, he goes, Peter Tingle.
Oh, hold on, real quick. I think this might be a perfect time for my third 3 the Hard Way beer.
Bum, bum, bum.
I would like to introduce to you 3 the Hard Way Brewing presents Peter
Tingle. Oh my
Peter
God, that's
Tingle.
so awesome, dude.
It makes me
Oh.
feel good.
We need to make a.
That right there is Humberto Ramos art remixed by Old School Mike as well.
Fucking hey, we need to
Drink
fucking.
so much it'll make your Peter tingle.
Oh, my Peter's tingling.
That's awesome. So anyway, yes, he has.
So yeah, he has Peter Tingle. He says, "Oh my God, he's here." Everything starts digitizing except for Nick Fury. We have a fucking. Oh my God, this fucking sequence.
That sequence they could not have explained Mysterio better. Going into this movie, I'm like, how are they going to show exactly
What he can do.
The
what
Master
he
of
can
Illusion.
do other than just like, okay, that's an illusion. They fucking nailed it.
Oh my
Now-
God.
They
I
nailed
will
it.
say this: initial watch, as I'm in the theater, the entire sequence, the fight, being thrown around. I like parts of it.
The switches of the costumes.
The switches of the costumes, the switches of scenery, when they end up throwing through the wall outside, the cranes, fucking everything. I'm like, oh, he keeps blinking in and out. That's really neat. I looked at it like while he's inside, and I'm gonna spoil the shit out of this part, but like you're in the graveyard, Tony Stark climbs out of the grave. Fucking Marvel zombies. Hello, fucking amazing.
The same colors and everything. The same color scheme from the Marvel zombies. Everything.
The CG through that whole part, I was like, as I'm sitting in the theater dying because my stomach is like about to explode, I'm like, man, the CG looks rough, dude. It looks like a video game.
Mm-mm.
No, it does though. Even on the bootleg, it does. But when you go back and thinking about it, that is the fucking perfect way to be like, you're fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
There's crazy shit
It
happening.
was fucking gorgeous. All right.
It is not the same CG that is happening while the elemental
I guess I can see that. Yeah. No, you're right.
Like, if you've ever been to Universal Studios Islands of Adventure and you've been on the Spider-Man ride, it is that level CG, which is amazing for a ride, and you are really in it. And, there's flames, and, you feel the heat. And, oh, my God, But you're like, it's that uncanny valley thing where you're like, it just real.
I guess I could see that. And
which, looking back on it, after looking back on it poorly, I go, oh, that's fucking awesome. That is fucking Mysterio.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. This entire fucking sequence was gorgeous and so fucking well done. And I mean, Peter's losing his fucking mind.
He is. And just seeing Stark climb out of the grave in Iron Man armor, broken apart with the fucking skull and the teeth.
Yeah.
And you're like, if you know Marvel Zombies, you're like Chad said, that's fucking the coloration, everything. You're like, motherfucking zombies, let's do that movie.
Yeah. Yep. It was great. And then he gets a respite, right?
Yep.
Because Nick didn't digitize.
Yes.
Like Fury didn't digitize.
So he's like, at least Fury's here.
Right. And like Peter's outside now. He realizes he's outside and he sees fucking Quentin Beck coming with the fucking, not the fucking fishbowl, but the heads up display. And then blam, blam.
I'm here.
Blam, blam. Fucking Quentin goes down. Nick Fury holding the gun.
Yes.
And Peter's like, oh my God, I'm safe. And fucking.
At that point, I was like, holy shit. All right.
Like, I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
And at that point, I'm like, no fucking way did they just end that, because there's a good half hour left in this movie.
That's how I was like, really?
End that way.
I'm like, what's going to happen now? Because they just killed Mysterio. So, and Nick is like, dude, we got to know who you told.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, I told I told MJ and I told Ned, and I don't know who Ned told. He might have told his
He might
girlfriend.
have told his girlfriend, and
And
then he's
then
like,
and
oh.
Nick is like, "You're so fucking gullible."
Yeah.
And Peter's face is just like, oh shit.
Fuck. Like it's
Fuck,
like
I did it.
at that moment, Peter knew he fucked up. Right? Yeah.
Peter's face is, oh fuck, I did it again.
Yeah.
He had a Britney Spears moment.
Yeah.
And Nick Fury turns back into Quentin, and Quentin says sorry, and Peter's backed so far up out of the fucking construction site that a goddamn fucking
train hits him.
like high speed goddamn train, boom, smacks him.
And Mysterio's like, yes, that problem's over.
Yeah, but goddamn, what a psychopath, right?
Yep.
Because he's like, fuck it. And then he was like, look, we gotta reroute all of Peter's friends to London because I have to fucking kill them all.
Yep.
Right? Like,
Which just shows the level of like, oh,
psychoticness.
you're on that level.
Like,
We're
you're
killing all the kids. Okay.
fuck. And not even him, his goddamn screenwriter.
Yeah.
Is driving the goddamn
It's driving
kids.
the bus. Yeah. and like, all right, kids, we're gonna go on a tour. We're gonna park on the not the London Bridge because
All right, one last beer for me is from Boojum Brewing Company, which is out of Waynesville, North Carolina, not far from here. This is a Reward American Pale Ale. Boojum. You
get the reward for making
Boojum.
it through this episode.
Yep.
Of Drunk from Home.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, definitely Drunk from Home. All right, so Peter,
Different breweries to link to in your line.
it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Peter ends up on the train, passes out. This is one of my favorite parts too. Ends up in goddamn Netherlands in a jail. With
Yeah.
three nicest fucking guys in jail you've ever met who speak perfect fucking English.
Because they do there.
It was so fucking great. And they're like, oh, yeah, the guard's on the phone with his wife because they just had a baby. And the other was like, oh, yeah? It's like, oh, that's beautiful.
And when he left, when he broke out, didn't the guard have the Spider-Man or the
night monkey.
He had the night monkey mask
And
on.
he's on the phone. He's like, yeah, knock the monkey. Yeah.
Yeah, Peter breaks out. He breaks the lock. He gets out. And the three dudes in jail are like, oh, no thanks there, eh, buddy.
Close the fucking door.
We're going to stay here in the UP.
So beautiful, though. He's in this town. He takes the fucking shirt they gave him. He's in a fucking farmer's market, and there's a guy looking at his phone. He's like, excuse me, can I borrow your phone? He's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't you know?
Not even a second thought. Just,
Is
yeah,
this
go
the
ahead.
Netherlands or Minnesota?
Right?
That's what I wanted to know. I was
So
like, really?
Peter has to call somebody who he can trust. And who does he call?
The dude, new Uncle Ben, dude that's banging your
New
aunt.
Uncle Happy, who's banging his aunt. He shows up in the Stark jet. And this was a really cool scene, I thought. When
Happy's walking up to him and he's
he's like,
like,
hold on.
wait!
He's like, how do I know you're you? Because at this point, Peter's mind is fucked.
He doesn't know what he can believe because he just saw all this shit.
And Peter says, tell me something only I would know. And Happy's like, remember when we were in Germany and you ordered a movie
porn.
and they didn't show the title, but I knew what it was. He's like, all right, you're good. And
He's like, yeah, no, please stop there.
And he hugs him and they get on the plane. And there's a really, really, like, out of this entire goofy, funny, action-packed movie, this is the part with the heart in it right here. When they're on the plane, Happy is sewing up a fucking wound on his back.
Oh, yes.
And Peter's like, oh, Jesus, it hurts. And he's like, don't you have super strength? And he's like, it still hurts, which I thought was really cool.
Which makes you realize you can get hit by a fucking train, but that shit hurt when you did. Because dude's stitching you up and it hurts and you're wincing.
And then he keeps telling him to relax. And Peter's like, he finally fucking loses it. It's like, stop telling me to relax. I fucked up. I fucked up so goddamn hard. And he's crying. He's like, and he just talks about how much he just says, I miss him so much. And I'm dying here. This is like the Happy Hogan Morgan Stark scene from Endgame with the cheeseburgers. I'm fucking like, this is the scene where I bawled like a bitch. All right. Because fucking Peter is talking about how much he misses Tony, and Happy tells him, look, he was my best friend,
But he was a fuck up,
he
dude.
was fucking mess. He was a fucking mess, and
Nobody doubted himself. Nobody doubted him more than he doubted himself.
he second guessed every decision except for the decision about you.
Now, I got to ask, did you really cry at that point in the
Oh,
movie?
hell yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
hey, you're
Fuck
way
you,
worse
pussy.
off than I am, dude.
Yeah.
I was talking to my wife tonight. Ever since my heart surgery, I am very weepy and emotional, and I let shit get to me. We're like 2 episodes behind and watched America's Got Talent, and there was like an 11-year-old girl that sang opera, and I had tears in my eyes.
Oh, Jesus.
So beautiful.
My wife watches So You Think You Can Dance? Oh, I'll
Yeah.
bawl like a bitch during
Yeah.
the dance fucking routine.
Yeah, I'm 6'1", 260 pounds, and I was crying at an 11-year-old girl singing opera. That's what heart surgery does to you people.
No, that's just what age does to you, man. Doesn't matter
That's
about heart surgery.
I cry at a lot of shit. I used to cry at a lot more when I was fucked up on drugs, though. I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe.
All right.
I thought you said this was a comedy.
All right. So we get from this scene, we get Happy says, what are you going to do? And Peter says, I'm going to kick his ass. And Happy says, okay. And Peter says, I need a suit. And Happy says, boom.
I got that.
Back of the plane, turns around. There's all kinds of fucking electronics. And Peter turns into goddamn Tony Stark. Okay? It's a very sweet scene. He's like, show me everything out of Spider-Man. He goes through all the shit. He's like, oh, show me the web shooters. Now I'll make the yield this. And
Just like Tony Stark, he's pulling shit apart.
right, he puts his fucking hand in the gauntlet.
Together,
And fucking Happy is looking at him like, holy shit.
They cut to Happy, and he's like,
That's,
Yep.
I mean, honestly, how good was that, though?
that's
Really?
my boy.
Yeah.
That was a great fucking scene. And Peter turns to him and he's like, what? He's like, no, it's fine. You take care of that. I'll take care of the music. Fucking turns on Back in Black. Fucking Peter ruins it all by saying, oh my God, I love Led Zeppelin.
Which is
My
super
son-
funny.
My son.
That caught a laugh from like half of the people in the crowd. Because
And
like
the
when
other
we
half-
wrea
the other half were my son's age and didn't get the joke.
Get it?
well,
Yeah.
and I'm with my niece who's younger than my son, Drea and her boyfriend Manny, and none of them laughed. And I was like, oh, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get this one.
That was a really cute scene. That was for us old people.
Yes.
My son went into this movie kind of not angry, but he's like, I don't like how they're having Peter be the new Iron Man, or how they're making Spider-Man be the new
I
Iron Man.
never thought that was going to happen.
But that's how they kind of portrayed it.
Yeah.
And he was like dead set against it because he's loved Spider-Man since, I mean, little kid Tobey Maguire was his Spider-Man.
Yeah, mine too.
So he was a little one going,
yeah.
Spider-Man, and he was angry. He saw that scene with him pulling it and doing this and all that on the plane, and he was like, I get it. He was like, yeah.
It was such an effective fucking scene.
You know what? Peter's not Iron Man. He
No.
isn't Tony Stark. He's just Spider-Man who has fucking bankroll behind him now.
He's got Tony's fucking money behind him,
He's got the shit behind him. So
which is the only thing that's going to save him
yes.
in the next movie.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. I don't think we have to get too far into it. Big fucking fight scene in London. It's the Voltron of all the fucking elementals.
Oh my God! They all created one giant super
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah. It's all illusion. We know this. Fucking Quentin Beck is on a bridge controlling it all with the heads-up display. Happy calls Nick Fury and gives him a coded message about a surfboard. They got a lot of fucking people like us uptight because of like surfboard must mean Silver Surfer. No.
I didn't catch
I
that.
didn't even
I
catch
didn't get
that.
it that way.
Yeah, but he in the message he says, things are not always what they seem.
Yeah.
So it's a coded message to Fury. Fury already kind of had his doubts. So he's kind of hedging his bets with Quentin Beck. Spidey realizes he has to get inside the fucking illusion, which was a really cool scene, I thought.
So he
He fucking off the plane. The last thing he says to Happy is like, "We really got to talk about you and my aunt." Pew!
he like spider monkey flies through
Right.
the air, like
Yeah, he was more of a flying squirrel.
yeah.
Yeah, straight down. He builds a new suit. It's the black and red one you see in the trailer. He drops into the illusion. He starts webbing up all the fucking drones.
And while he's building the shit, you see him adding electrical charge
Right.
to the thing.
Yeah.
So he's hooking them all together, and he's gonna fucking zap them.
Right. He wants control. He wants control on the charge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Quentin realizes something is up. Looks in, sees Peter in there.
Yeah.
So Peter destroys half the illusion, I guess, maybe a quarter.
Yeah, it was like I thought half to 2/3.
Yeah. And
like a big chunk of it disappears, and you
Right.
see drones.
And so Quentin's still fighting. The kids they got stopped on the bus so they can get killed. They left. Flash.
Screenwriter was driving. He parks him on top and then bails. He's gone.
Flash, Ned, MJ, and Betty.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Happy. Happy tries to get them off to the
He's
plane.
like, come with me, because Peter's like, you got to save my friends.
Yeah, he's like, I work with Spider-Man. Flash is like, you work for Spider-Man? I work with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. And then the fucking plane blows up because Quentin realizes, he's trying to get them away. Who's that?
Yeah, so they go to the Crown Jewels vault. That's where we get the scene Chad was talking about with everybody sharing. MJ's like,
one thing that caught me was when after Spider-Man destroyed half the drones, 2/3, whatever it was, Mysterio makes a comment of like, okay, just get rid of the illusion and just have the drone. And his
whole thing.
like, how are you going to spin this? And he's like, I got it.
He's like, well, he says like they'll believe what I tell them to believe.
Yeah, and he had something like, I've got a plan. So okay, he's got an idea now, and so I'm watching the movie.
Totally foreshadowing that mid-credit bomb.
There's a bunch of foreshadowing in this movie.
And I'm like, and I remember thinking, well, what the fuck was his plan?
Yeah. What's the plan? People are going to be like,
I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's a big-ass monster you're fighting, and all of a sudden it's a 100 drones, 200
that was the one thing at the end of the movie I was like, motherfucker, that's my thing. That ticks me off because
until you saw mid-credit scene.
And we won't get to that yet, but that was like, you got me again.
So all right, so Happy's trying to protect the kids. He's got them in the Crown Jewels. A lot of beer tonight. Peter is trying to get to the fucking bridge. Fucking drones are stopping him. He figures it out. There's a really, really awesome allusion to Captain America at one point. Peter picks up a sign that turns into a shield. He picks up something else that turns into the fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Tell me that wasn't
honestly,
Captain.
I didn't even remember that until
the only Captain America thing nod that I saw was when Happy threw the shield from one of the knights. He goes, how does
Cap do this? Yes, that I saw.
No, there's a point like
John Favreau threw that shit as far as I would. I'd have been like, I know how to do this.
It like bounced 10 feet in front of him. He's like, what the hell?
How does Cap do that? Yeah. No, there's a scene where Peter picks up, he's got a sign that is a shield. He picks up something else that might as well be a hammer. And you cannot tell me that was not an allusion to Cap with the shield, with Mjolnir. Like, it was fucking beautiful. I loved it.
I can't tell you it was because I didn't see it.
He spins it. He fucking throws it up. Fucking the drones go after it. He uses that time to fucking bounce up there.
The other one to bounce up because he threw something to test it. Yeah.
That was Mjolnir that he threw.
Okay.
Yeah. So he gets up to the bridge, and Clinton Beck is like, "You can't fucking. I got all this shit. You can't fucking win." And I was like, "I got all the illusions." He starts throwing in the fucking hallway again, the fucking all the illusion and shit. And fucking Peter's like, "I got to use the Peter Tingle. Peter Tingle. Peter Tingle activate."
When the eyes went black.
Peter Tingle
It
activate.
was like, oh.
The eyes close, and he goes through that entire fucking hallway with his eyes goddamn closed, and it may be the most fucking beautiful Spider-Man moment in a movie I have ever seen.
Might be the best hallway scene since
Since Daredevil season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fucking great. Like these little flashes, like we're in the fucking Mysterio world, and he destroys a drone, and we see the real world.
So you get a flash of the real world. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was fucking gorgeous, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's,
And then
it's little pieces like that make you appreciate not only the screenwriters but the special effect
Oh
artists.
fuck yeah.
Everything.
This movie was 100% gorgeous.
They had so many animator credits, dude.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
when-
It took forever
when
to
you're
get to the last.
When you're
Yeah.
sitting there waiting for those scenes, dude,
For
you're
that
like,
final
"Holy
scene."
fuck, there's a lot of people. But I mean, honestly, that's part of the reason why Marvel, I think personally, started doing it is because they're like, nobody sits through the credits, and
Yeah.
all these dudes deserve it.
I agree.
Don't know at any point when it's going to start or if there's more than one.
Yeah.
So you sit there and you're like,
It's like there's like 4 different countries.
I don't know about you guys, but
Juicebox did the catering in this movie. I heard she does good work.
when I am sitting in the theater, I'll be like, which is rare. I don't go to the movies very often, but like this one, I'm sitting there and I'm like,
South
holy
Korea.
shit, yeah, Bob. There's Bob, dude.
South Korea, fucking Indonesia.
Like when like John McVetti comes up as the like 90th person in the animation from the Dave School comes up, you're like, John McVetti fucking rules.
Dave
man.
School, Orlando, yeah.
Like you shout him out, and people around you are like, fuck. And you're like, I know him, bro.
All right, so he gets to the end of this fucking hallway. All right. And at some point, Mysterio's like, why aren't you firing everything?
Hit him with everything.
And Edith's like, well, you're in the strike zone. He's like, fuck it. Everything. He turns into fucking, what's his name from The Professional?
Nothing hits Peter, but it does hit Mysterio.
It does hit Mysterio. So he gets a little shot. He falls on the floor. Peter gets through all the shit with using his Peter Tingle. He's standing there. He's looking at fucking Mysterio. And Mysterio's like, oh, it was a good game. You won. You did a good job. You know, you're the better man. He pulls out the glasses. He goes to hand them to him. And Peter fucking, this is another one of my favorite fucking moments in this fucking movie. Peter's looking down at Mysterio. Mysterio's handing him the glasses. And Peter just goes, phew.
Yeah, he just sticks his arm out and grabs the hand
And you
with
hear
the gun.
fucking gunshot.
Because that
and
motherfucker was like, I'm going to kill a kid today, and I don't care
No
what
shit! Right? I'm going to fucking blow this 16-year-old's fucking brains out
You know what?
on
If
a
I don't-
bridge in
if I don't
London.
get his friends, I'm getting him. But some 16-year-old is dying today.
I mean, this is some heavy fucking shit. Right, Chad?
I thought it was fucking amazing.
But it's some heavy goddamn shit.
Should have shot him.
He was going to, I mean, it's not blowing Nick Fury's brains out. It's blowing 16-year-old Peter Parker's fucking brains out. Right?
Ahsoka, shush, we're talking about
He had a
shooting
job to
Spider-Man.
do, and that little bastard was in his way.
Come here. Come here.
That was a beautiful fucking shot. And Peter just turns to him and just says, you can't fool me anymore. And so now we know Peter's got full fucking control over the goddamn Peter Tingle, because it's always going to be Peter Tingle.
From now on, it's always
From now on, it's Peter Tingle. Peter, yeah, absolutely.
Peter Tingle.
And then my next favorite part in this movie, and maybe my favorite part, Mysterio's dead. Fucking Peter puts the glasses back on. He disengages all the fucking drones. execute, blah, blah, blah. He gets back down on the ground, and Mary Jane, sorry, Mike, MJ. Hi is so good. She's a good girl. Look at that puppy. She's a good girl. Oh, she's such a good girl. Look at her. All right. MJ comes running up, fucking hugs him, and kisses him. And then she says, all the times I was looking at you, it wasn't just because I thought you were Spider-Man, blah, blah, blah. It was really, really fucking cute. I mean, I love the way they did it. And then she said something weird, like she always does. And he just says, I really like you. I loved when he said that. That was like, I'm like, oh my God, that is so fucking awesome. I love that. I really like you. It was something weird off the wall that she said. Yeah, I loved it. All right, so the world's saved. Mysterio is dead, we think. What do you guys think? You think he's dead?
I think he is dead, but I don't know if Mysterio is dead because it is a project.
Yeah, because Peter put the glasses on to make sure he was dead. And Edith said there were no more illusions.
Yeah.
But I really want Jake Gyllenhaal to come back because I have a fascination with him now.
Well, somebody ordered Homeboy from Iron Man to do the mid-credit scene.
What now? Oh, yeah. All right. So, yeah. World saved. Everybody goes back. And this is the thing we were talking about where it's never a throwaway in the Marvel movies. They get back to Newark, and Flash Thompson goes to a driver who's there to pick him up and says, oh, mother couldn't make it.
Yeah, mom and dad aren't even there, dude. You got the driver.
Definitely not a throwaway. This is definitely coming back at some point. Something's going on with Flash. Then we cut to a mid-credit scene. I did like when he comes outside and and May is arguing with the fucking cop that's trying to ticket her car. Like, oh no, my nephew's coming. And then he comes out, like, see, there he is, Yep. That was really cute. We go to mid-credit scene, and this is the big fucking scene. This is Peter.
This is the big one for
MJ,
the Spider-Man franchise.
For the Spider-Man franchise, not Marvel, but for Spider-Man.
Which you told me, and as everyone in the theater is getting up after this, all my kids are like, do we leave now? And I'm like, oh no. This was the Spider-Man bump. You need to wait for the Marvel bump.
Did you tell the people to not leave? Because half the audience left.
2019.
I screamed
We've been watching these movies for 15 fucking years. If you don't know to sit there for the extra 10 minutes, you're a moron.
Yeah. Look at the animators.
Even when I have heard that, what was one of the last movies? It's like
Endgame.
It's like there is no after credits scene. I'm like,
ding.
We're gonna sit here just to make sure.
Yeah. All it is is Tony Stark using the hammer in the fucking cave.
It's like, but we're gonna sit here just in case.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. MJ wants to go for a spider swing because if you're dating Spider-Man, you want to swing around. Because Kirsten Dunst loved it. Whee! It's so beautiful. I love swinging.
Because that's how he swung was whee.
Yeah.
He didn't swing like Spider-Man.
So MJ says, okay, I'm down. Let's go. He picks her up. He swings her around. She loses her fucking shit through the whole thing, which was which was great. I loved it. And they get down to the ground. He's like, what do you think? She's like, I don't ever want to do that again. Ever. Ever. And he's like, okay, well, I got to go. And she's like, okay, be safe, which I thought was cute. She's like, be safe. Well, God damn it. I love these two so much. He jumps up on a fucking light post or a lamp post or something. Madison Square Garden, big screen comes up. Breaking news. We have
big screen. Pooh.
We have a news report out of blah, blah, blah from Mysterio.
The Daily Bugle.
Well, yeah, but they don't even say that yet.
Oh,
First they
yeah,
show.
that's
First
the-
they just show
that's the
Mysterio saying, "I got I got the entity out. I got him to the next
I
dimension."
got him back to the dimension he came from.
Right, but Spider-Man told me he wants to be the next Iron Man, and he's not going to let anybody stand in his way. And then you hear Peter say, "Yeah, execute them all," even though we know he was telling
Talking about the drones.
Edith to shut everything down. And then he's like, "And that's not all. We have exclusive footage from the Daily Bugle, and the biggest fucking cameo in this goddamn movie that I still don't understand how anyone kept under wraps is goddamn J.K. Simmons as fucking J. Jonah Jameson."
Dude, it was kept under wraps because that was a half-day shoot in a studio. J.K. Simmons showed up to work one day, and they had a couple sound guys and a camera guy and the director.
They had to threaten at least 35 people is what they had to do. Like, they turned around and they became fucking Michael Keaton. They said, "I'll kill you. I'll kill everyone you love."
And that's because they could do that if it's a one day, like a half day shoot in a studio where there's you could count on two hands how many.
That's what I told John, Chad. I was like,
There's
not even a half day. It's on a green screen. The dude did it from his house.
Yeah.
5
All right.
minutes,
Okay.
one cut.
All right. I will.
You gotta threaten 20 people. It's like, listen, if this gets out, we know it's one of you 20, and you're all fired, and you never work.
But here's the thing.
Again.
Here's the other thing. When I got out of the movie, I Googled J.K. Simmons Far From Home.
Yeah.
And like the first 5 results, pardon me. First 5 results were J.K. Simmons shows up at Spider-Man Far From Home premiere. Right? And they're all talking about, like, "Oh, look, J.K. Simmons. Oh, man, how much did we love him as J. Jonah Jameson?" And I'm like, how did one of these motherfuckers not say, "Holy fuck, he's at the premiere. He's in the goddamn movie"? How did they not put 2 and 2 together? All right, whatever.
Well, so that scene ends.
Wait. We got to talk about, real quick, though, we got to talk about how Marvel has changed the Daily Bugle now. It's not a newspaper. It's online.
Yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson is like Alex Jones.
Yeah.
He's screaming at the viewer. So this sets up, again, the reason I talk about this is because it sets to the next point. So, yeah, go ahead. What does he say? He says, "We got more footage." Michael?
Oh, he says, and we know Spider-Man's true identity is.
And they show Mysterio says Spider-Man is. And they trick us.
It's gonna fucking cut right there, but no, it pops up his goddamn high school yearbook picture and says Peter
fucking Parker, and Peter is on the fucking signpost and goes, "What the fuck?" And boom, to credits.
And that's how it cuts back to credits, which then it rolls through a bunch more credits. Go ahead.
Which I think is awesome, because now we're going to see the Peter that we haven't seen the Spider-Man that we haven't seen in the
any movies
yet, to where Spider-Man is the bad guy according to the public eye.
All right, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's get to the final fucking scene after all the credits rolls.
Okay, real quick before you get there. As the credits are all rolling,
I'm going to let you finish.
Yes. All the credits are rolling, and it finally goes through the music credits.
Yeah.
And it lists every song. I'm the fucking music guy. So I'm like, yup. It gets to the very last song, and I'm like, the specials? What special song was it? And I'm looking, and I'm like, what special song was it? And I'm like, A Message to You, Rudy. They didn't have that in the movie. And then it fucking cuts to the final scene, which is goddamn Nick Fury and Maria Hill driving in the car all happy. And go ahead, John.
All right, so That's the final scene. We see the fucking Audi because goddamn Marvel loves Audi. The Audi SUV. Nick Fury's driving.
The very first episode scene when they pull up in Colombia, that audio. I turned to my wife. I went,
Boom, boom,
product placement.
Yeah. It's like New Coke in fucking Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So they're driving along in the Audi. Nick Fury and what? Are you all right there? All right, turn it off.
It's playing while they're driving.
While driving.
I was like,
So-
holy shit, there's a song.
So Nick and Maria are driving. Maria is looking at Nick
Yes,
and says,
Nick and Maria.
Right. Maria looks at Nick and she's like, you got to call him. You got to tell him. And then Maria turns into, what was her name?
I forget her name. His
All right.
name's like
Talos.
Yeah.
Like then
And his wife.
Nick turns into Talos, the Skrull, and she's
From
his
Captain
wife.
Marvel. Yeah.
Right. So they're fucking Skrulls. So everybody, Chad, that we talked about that got up and left after the fucking mid-credit scene.
Doesn't know that the goddamn
I
Skrulls
turned
are
around
still
to
here.
look. I turned around to look to see how many people had left because when they turned to scrolls, I'm sitting there watching. I went, and I went, oh shit! And they're like, oh well, there's nobody there. Fuck them.
And none of them know that Nick Fury,
Yes.
like this fucking undercurrent that all three of us had through the entire movie, that there's something wrong with Nick Fury, proves right at the end because we're like, it wasn't fucking Nick Fury. And the best part, it was Ben goddamn Mendelsohn playing Talos at the end. The
Which
goddamn Skrulls.
now, John, we talked about this together on the phone before we recorded.
Yeah.
And I said, well, how the fuck long have they been Skrulls? And you're like, I'm pretty sure it was Nick Fury at the funeral
Yeah.
at Endgame. I don't know if I believe that still.
It's apparently been
there's
confirmed.
a reason, and I guess it all comes down to, do they have the hyperdrive or do they not have the hyperdrive working? Where are they going? Anyway, go back into the scene because it starts with they call Fury.
They call
the actual
Fury. He's basically leaving a message.
and he's on.
Well, first off, we got to talk about the message. He's like, so we talked to Peter like you told us to, and it went a little wrong, and it got away from us, and it's he's a good kid. It's like shit like that. Like I love Ben Mendelsohn. All right, that guy, he's fucking great.
Just very much that phone call you don't want to make.
Right.
Completely.
So he's making this phone call, and then the next scene we get is Nick Fury
Sitting on the beach.
and he's listening to the
Mai Tai.
voicemail, and he fucking closes the phone. Like Nick Fury ghosted Talos, right?
Yep.
Sent him to voicemail. So he closes the phone, but then he kind of noticed there's a little something in the corner, and you're like, hey, that's not the beach. And he gets up.
It looked like really bad green screen.
Am
Even
I the only one that
myself-
thought it looked like Tahiti from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Tahiti from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., dude.
Right?
As soon as he's on the beach, I was like, oh,
Fucking Tahiti is a beautiful place. Yeah. It's a beautiful place.
It looked like a really bad Corona commercial. I'm like, oh,
It looked like, Chad, if you don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it
No, I
looked
don't.
exactly like Tahiti.
See, Agent Coulson dies in the first Avengers movie, right?
Yeah.
They rebuild his brain with Kree
He's
technology.
In the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, they use Kree technology, like John just said, and they reprogram his brain.
They rebuild it. They don't reprogram it. They re-fucking build
They
it.
rebuild it. And the memory he has while all this shit's going on and they're remaking him into a human again, or a human Kree hybrid, whatever, is that he has been in Tahiti on vacation.
And it's the same
And it
goddamn
looks exactly like that.
That's absolutely what I thought, Mike.
Well, then that had to be it because I mean the Kree are talking to him. They're off there, so it's
Skrulls.
probably a Kree ship.
Yeah, no, it's not.
there's-
It's not Kree.
There's Kree sleeper cells. And
That was another thing that we didn't mention that
in the agent,
Nick said
Carter,
Nick said at some point in the movie, just a passing comment when they came into him and Maria walking into someplace.
yeah,
He says something about
sleeper cells.
sleeper cells.
Yes.
All right.
Which
So-
the Kree, if you don't know, Chad, are Ronin
Yeah.
Running.
destroyer.
Accuser.
Like they're blue fucking people. On the TV show, they're blue people.
They're
The
not blue.
androids
They're
are
not
called-
blue. They're not blue kitty cats.
No, not blue kitty cats. They're just blue, big ass looking dudes.
Right. Yeah.
Usually, I don't know. They're
Yeah.
probably ladies.
All right. So we come out of this. We zoom out. Fury is in a fake fucking Tahiti.
He's a fake beach. He's like trying to relax while he's
Gets
touring
up,
the
He
universe.
closes his phone. He puts it down. He gets. Although, how does he get reception wherever he's at? But he puts his phone down.
Same way that fucking beeper in Captain Marvel and Endgame did. That's fucking Skrull Kree technology. Dude.
There you go. So he gets up. He's got shorts on. He's got no shoes on. He starts walking out. He says, "All right, everybody back to work." And it zooms out.
Where are my shoes?
Where are my super shoes? Come on, that's funny. All right, so he comes out. We see Skrulls. He's on a space station. There's Skrulls everywhere.
See, I figured he was on a ship, not a station.
It looks like a space station to me.
But anyway, fucking sword, right?
Right, sword. Yeah.
Like on Earth, it's shield because it's a shield defending the Earth. In space, it's sword because we're gonna fuck you up with a sword.
Yep, I agree. Was director Brand with the green hair?
Yes.
Yeah, who was?
I don't remember what sword stands for.
Slippery when on Ronan's dick.
Maybe.
Come on, that's sword. Slippery when on Ronan's dick. Mike's looking it up right now.
I am. I'm trying to, and
Mine was better.
coming up with fucking YouTube.
All right, so, but the biggest thing to pull away from this is Nick Fury's in space. He's been in space since the funeral, at least. Nick Fury, Maria
or
Hill.
Captain Marvel, and he hasn't been.
No.
He might not have been Fury ever.
He blipped. He and Maria blipped.
How do you know it wasn't the fucking Skrulls that blipped?
Because they would have scrolled before they blipped.
You don't know that.
You know what? Fuck you. You're fired.
I quit. Fuck.
I just want to know: is this all leading to fucking Secret Wars? Which
I hope
we've
so.
all mumbling since the beginning.
If nothing more, this is leading to the Kree Skrull War.
Yeah, no, it
Or
is.
Secret Invasion.
It is definitely leading to the Kree Skull War. But Skrulls seem to be
Secret
good
Invasion would
guys.
be awesome too.
What's that?
I said the Secret Invasion be awesome too because
Yeah,
how
but
many
the problem we have
heroes
here.
are actually crawling?
But the problem we have here is that Krull, not Krull.
Not Krulls.
Wait.
Skrulls.
I know I'm slobbering up from about 7 beers.
I've had 6. The Krull with the glaive.
Yes.
No, the problem we have here is that in the MCU, the Skrulls are not bad guys. They're
Evidently, I have had a couple drinks too because I keep searching what sword stands for. And I'm like, why the fuck does it keep coming up with YouTube videos? I wasn't searching in Safari. I was searching in YouTube.
search fucking Wikipedia. Here, I'll look it up. You do something else. I'll look it up.
But just like anything, John, they could still do a Secret Invasion with Skrulls and have them be the good guys.
Yeah,
They figured out how.
I mean, yeah.
right.
I mean, I trust.
He took the place of this Marvel character, this superhero, because he was here.
I got it when he's done.
I trust Marvel with pretty much everything at this
Hold on.
point. I
SWORD
trust-
is an acronym for Sentient World Observation and Response Department.
I just looked it up
It
too.
is a counterterrorism and intelligence
Wait. It's a
deals with
fictional.
extraterrestrial threats.
It is a fictional counterterrorism and intelligence agency appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Its purpose is to deal with extraterrestrial threats to world security. Yeah, it's fucking SWORD.
It
That's where-
happens only around Earth 616 and was created by Joss Whedon.
It was. But
Boom.
here's something that I don't think you expected.
Who, me?
hmm
Okay.
I think as this goes forward, I think we see a Nick Fury, Carol Danvers romance.
I don't see it.
I do.
don't see it.
He's
I
too
do.
old, dude.
Yeah.
Who knows how old she is?
And
She's a pre-hybrid.
And there's all that banter in Endgame with her and Rhodey, and her and Rhodey are a couple in the comics. I mean,
Not in
come
the
on.
movies. Not in the movies.
Not in the movies. Sam Jackson's too old for that girl.
No.
Sam Action will Sam Action.
Sam Action.
Sam Action Jackson.
Sam Action might have had a little relationship with her back in the day.
I think it's
Sam
about
Action had a chance, but
That's why she gave him the
Jackson
pager.
I think it's about time to end
That's
this.
why she gave him the pager
he was like,
for the
she was all
intergalactic
here,
booty
bitch,
call.
sometimes.
Look, here, let's look at this real quick.
Uh-oh. Rocky?
This is everything tonight. So
Empty beers. Gotcha.
yeah,
What's the box? It looked like a coffee box.
no, that's where the mix and match beers came from.
Oh.
See, you're not even looking, Mike.
Oh, mix and match. 6
Mhm.
import microbrew beer. Well,
Yeah, I've had a little too much tonight, so. But there you
Peter
go.
Tingle.
Yeah.
Mysterio Us.
God
Brew,
damn, dude! I hope you saved those.
which also transforms into a John, this beer is better than the movie.
No,
It's a
the movie.
Look
Dude,
at that. It's
all
a
right.
fucking it's a
Final-
hologram. It's a
final-
hologram.
All right, final thoughts before we're done. Final thoughts, Chad. Where do you think Spider-Man is going from this point?
Shit. I wouldn't even know.
He's a villain.
Huh?
He's a villain.
He's a villain in the fact that J. Jonas Jameson is claiming he's a menace.
No,
he
not
always-
that. He's got proof. He's got proof from Mysterio. He's got
The,
video
the
proof.
same as every picture.
But he's got
Jonas
video
Jameson ever-
proof. He's got video proof of the supervillain whose entire persona was
Hero.
fake video.
No. His entire persona was hero to the entire world.
Yeah.
As far as the world knows, Mysterio was a hero, and Mysterio is saying, I saved everybody, but Spider-Man fucked everybody, and his name is Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Right.
because he
So-
wanted. Yeah, when the rest of the Avengers rally around him, and it'll.
I mean, to be
and
fair,
it'll be. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know how they're going to write his name and prove that he's not Peter Parker.
no, they
in
won't.
film.
They won't.
I don't think they'll be able to.
I
They
don't
won't.
think they're gonna. What I think and what I thought when I walked out of the movie is, first off, we're gonna have a couple space Marvel films. Which
Yeah,
is
we
gonna
got
make everybody
Cosmic.
forget about this shit,
Mhm.
and then they're gonna come back, and somehow there's gonna be a press conference, right? Lots of flashing cameras.
I am Spider-Man.
Peter's gonna walk out, and he's gonna be like, "Here's the actual footage I pulled from the shitty cameras."
Here,
And
yeah.
yes, bitch, I am Spider-Man.
Here's the thing.
I am Iron Man.
Like
moment.
when it comes to the Avengers, it's no problem because all that has to happen is Nick Fury comes down and says, "Look, this is what happened."
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the world, including Norman Osborn and the Vulture and Scorpion and Mysterio, who is not goddamn dead, I'll guarantee you,
Maybe.
we get a next movie with
Sinister Six.
Sinister Six.
They're talking Sinister Six movies.
Sinister Six almost
Sinister Six.
sent off by the government
Like a Thunderbolt.
like a Thunderbolts to bring in Spider-Man. The Avengers have to help him It all gets cleared. Like I can't wait because I was honestly after Endgame, I was like,
See that?
where do we go from here? After Endgame, we lost Cap, we lost Iron Man, Black Widow's gone. Where do we go from here?
Better start introducing some fucking mutants because we don't have
Yeah.
too many players left.
Yeah,
Except for as Guardians of the Galaxy, most of the fucking heroes are bullshit.
yeah. But I think this will help. I think they're really setting up Spider-Man to be the center of the Marvel universe right here. I think that's what this movie does.
Which is a real rough deal. Movie 3 happens, Peter dies because Marvel doesn't want to deal with it anymore.
No,
'Cause
fuck you.
Sony's going to pull something and be like, we don't want to share anymore. The next Sony movie is the last one in the Sony Marvel deal, dude.
You're out of your goddamn mind.
Well,
Sony is
the
pulling in,
realistic side of me is like, we have made so much money.
and Sony
They're
has too.
never going to let this partnership die.
Absolutely.
But the greedy asshole who takes over as the head of Sony next is going to be like, fuck you,
No.
Marv.
No.
We don't need you.
Sony knows exactly which side their bread is buttered on, and it is buttered by Disney. Okay. All right, Chad. Sorry.
I agree with you.
Oh my God, I just came up with the best sequel ever.
Hmm.
It's all Disney related, though. Spider-Man, Jar Jar Binks crossover.
And Mushu from Mulan because he's not going to be in the movie.
Sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
you know. Since we're on this whole Disney thing, you know what pissed me off about this movie is Spider-Man wasn't played by an actual Spider-Man.
All right, let's
bullshit.
not get started on this. Fucking idiots talking about a black girl playing Ariel. What the fuck? She's a goddamn mermaid. Move the fuck on with your lives. And fucking Jesus Christ!
Wait a minute,
All
I
right,
didn't hear anything about this. Is Sam Jackson Ariel?
no, Sam Jackson ought to be King
I'm
Triton.
the motherfucking mermaid.
Hey, this is my motherfucking daughter. Yeah, no. So it's a black girl, Haley Berry, not Halle Berry, Haley Berry.
Yeah.
Interesting.
She'll be great. She's fucking Broadway girl. She'll be great. Everybody's fucking losing their shit because she's not a red-haired white girl.
Huh.
What the fuck? She's a goddamn mermaid. She could be goddamn blue for all that it matters. You know, green, blue.
Hey, this is supposed to take place in the Caribbean. I mean, you've got a singing Jamaican lobster. Chances are she's gonna be black anyway.
And let's talk about the singing Jamaican lobster who's bright red. He's a goddamn zombie. Okay, because he's been boiled.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you see her sitting there across the way. She ain't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. All right. We weren't talking about that tonight. All right. So that was our Far From Home. It went a little long. I'll edit where I can, but I don't think it was that bad, honestly.
Only 3 hours.
You know what?
About a third of our Avengers review.
It was half.
It's
About half.
it's so good, Chad, that you're not closer to me. That's all I'm saying. So for 4-3 the hard way and 3 the hard way goes. Wait. TTHW goes to the movies. I think that's what tonight's episode is. TTHW goes to the movies. Space. Spider-Man: Far From Home. 4-3 the hard way. I am John Laurie.
I am the old school Mike.
And
I am fucking exhausted.
and drunk.
It's a little long, but it was good.
It was good. It was a good one. All right. And we're out. And I think I'll probably play us out with Da Vinci's Notebook doing a cover of the Spider-Man 60s theme song. So
Sweet.
All right. Sweet.
I gotta look this up now.
What's that?
The song.
I can't find it. I have it on my hard drive. It's good. They got this whole extra verse in it. They're like, Spider-Man's master plan, build his own little spider clan in the woods. Now there's troops fighting for special interest groups with flair. There goes the Spider-Man.
In case you missed it with Read the Hard Way.